Alrighty, my gamers. Hope you all had a nice and cozy afternoon, cause it's gonna be a blast from here on out. My name is kyuukei, and I will be your host tonight through the twists and turns of Bounty Hunters FT7, our humble weekly Guilty Gear Strive show event where players of all skill levels get to show their stuff on screen, show their progress, show their matchup knowledge, stuff like that. And as per usual, with me on the mic, one of the enthusiastic voices of the Portuguese FGC, Lerkuss.
Hello everyone. Just excited for the matches today. We've got another random matchup today, so that's always fun to see.
It's gonna be number 3 of our random select challenges.
And so yeah, with one of those, it's always gonna be a good bit of fun, especially considering that the players that are playing, Carrot and Deknud, do kind of established names in the EMEA scene. So excited to see what they can bring when brought out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, really, it's like, and I wonder how out of their comfort zone we can actually get them, because these are like two super strong specimen of, you know, players who can pilot probably like over half the cast. So even though they're getting a random character between every match, there's still a fairly good chance that they'll get something that they can play pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Especially considering, you know, these are players who play a lot in tournaments, who kind of make an effort to remain competitively relevant on the scene. So seeing them play random is going to be very interesting, because we'll get to see kind of how much they can adapt their ways of playing and their ways of kind of thinking about the game based on the characters that they get not being under their control, so to say.
Yeah, and speaking of adaptation, there is a little bit of a wrench thrown into all of this, because it is season 2, and you know, even though a lot of these characters are familiar, I wonder if they've had the time to actually test drive all the changes of the characters that they've previously played. So that's going to be super interesting.
Yeah, I don't think any player would have been able to really, you know, to a very real degree, be able to lab all of the characters and keep up with everything that's going on, especially since people are still kind of discovering the patch. People are still figuring out what is going on with it. I've been seeing some new stuff. I saw earlier today there was this clip on Twitter of someone doing a soul combo off of a 6H counter hit, which used 3 or 4 red Roman cancels because of the new rapid cancel changes.
Mm-mm.
And that was just insanity, absolute insanity of a combo. But you know, who the hell has like labbed those kinds of routes already properly? I think we're still gonna see a lot of development with these changes, and a lot of strange things happening in this patch.
Yeah, and speaking of season 2 changes, it is, well, at this moment, like previous week, it was still like day 2 or day 3 when we had Bounty Hunters. Now the players have had, you know, at least a week and then some to, you know, perfect their skills. And speaking of perfected skills, I think our first matchup players are already raring to go. So, I mean, even though it's
in the lobby, they're ready. We're a little bit early, so I think maybe you will wait a couple minutes. Maybe I don't know how much in a hurry these players may be. We did just have everything sorted out a bit before the usual time. So
yeah, I mean, I'm really not against going early, but I mean, it's we can still wait for a couple of minutes, see how our players are willing to play it. So the two guys we have here to start this off, Diibu Anji from Finland, Raidknackarn Faust from Sweden. It's interesting. It's been pretty much exactly a year since Diibu was on screen. He was actually one of the 2 players featured on the very first matchup slot of the very first Bounty Hunters ever. But past that, they haven't played at all, so a warm welcome back to Bounty Hunters, Diibu. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, that is actually interesting to think about, because obviously we've seen Raidknackarn here reasonably often. They've been around for a few shows in recent memory, and so seeing someone who's basically, you know, I don't know how much Diibu has been playing. Do you know at all? They were playing actively and just weren't participating, or maybe they just got a little bit of a boost in interest of the game with Season 2 coming out.
I think they've been playing actively. I had the pleasure of playing Diibu myself this week, and you know, they're very solid. I think their layer 1 is super solid. If you let them run away with their stuff, and if you don't have, you know, answers to Anji gameplay, they're gonna just shred you apart very fast. They're, you know, they know what they want to do, and they're here to do it.
But immediately we're seeing those really nice low Faust pokes, the 2P to 2K being used to just control space quite a bit here from Raidknackarn. They're very non-committal, they're quite safe, solid overhead approach into the command grab now with the Afro. Yeah, Raidknackarn gets a good return off of it. I think the skills.
Yeah. Come
What
to think
a
of it,
clean first round.
this is the first Faust plays that we're gonna get to see for Season 2 on Bounty Hunters.
Yeah, Faust, everyone's saying, you know, Faust didn't get, like, the love necessary to bring him to the power that he saw in the older titles, but Faust players I've seen have definitely been happy with how the character has changed, saying it's a lot more playable, a lot more fun to play, doesn't just feel bad to try and do stuff and get stuffed out.
Yeah, I guess when you start with so little, you're happy with just about anything. One other big counter hit, too heavy. Coast to coast as well without meter.
Oh yeah, the new changes to Mix have made it a lot more consistent to do these kind of wall carries around, because you can be fairly certain of where you're gonna end up off of the bounces.
Yeah, that's a big change. You want one of your, you know, BNB tools. Wow, the item was actually good, comboing into the hammer, dealing massive damage out of that 6p. Raidknackarn gets the first match.
Ah well, you know, being a little lucky is part of the skill of playing Faust. That's definitely an element.
It is certainly a little scary to run at Faust if they already got their item toss off. You're gonna be able to react pretty fast, not just as the Faust player, but also as the opponent player. What's gonna come out of that bag?
Solid playing the range with Anji, going a lot for that overhead, which is, you know, 20 something frames, so it's definitely reactable. So if your opponent is paying attention here, you're gonna get caught a lot. Oh no, but as I say that, Raidknackarn was actually blocking overhead after the Fujin, expecting the overhead follow-up once again, and Diibu just cashes in, getting a combo off of the low.
Yeah, speaking of the overhead, it is so fast now that you won't actually be able to go. Oh, but wait a second! Diibu dropping a massive combo.
Yeah, the two. I always struggle to differentiate Anji 2H and 5H. They're quite similar moves. There was a 5H, I'm fairly sure. Into the ground bounce combo, that could have been really even more devastating. Now, Diibu equaling it out swiftly. Both players winning without dropping a round in their respective games. So, an immediately strong start, and interesting to see how they adapt to one another.
Yeah, despite these Season 2 changes, Anji still is a character who, if they do something, they do damage. It's like, Anji has a lot of firepower still. Speaking of, Raidknackarn firing that burst, trying to get out of that difficult situation, especially
Getting
in the corner.
meteors, getting across of meteors, actually timing it properly and catching Diibu. But
Ooh, nice
Diibu
timing.
now should get a solid conversion off of this. A decent bit of anti damage.
Plus frames into a throw, yeah.
Plus frames with the Carrot cancel especially.
Yeah, I think they
takes a swift round.
Yeah, I think they increased the plus frames that you get from Shin now, right?
I'm not even sure, honestly. All of the anti changes kind of didn't mean a lot to me. I don't know the names of all the moves very well. As a non-Japanese speaker. But oh, solid hit on the overhead, Roman canceling especially. Oh, unfortunate drop. I was about to say, especially now since red Roman cancel doesn't scale your combos. It can be a really good option to get these nice extensions off of just straight hit RRC.
Yeah, speaking of that, that changed really. Oh, nice 6B into the combo. But yeah, that really kind of changed the meta game with how you RC into damage, because I think a lot of characters before used like fast RCs or purple RCs to avoid the, RC explosion damage. Now a lot of characters just go for the red Roman cancel by default and
I think it's just the best thing to go for at this point, especially since it makes comboing afterwards a lot simpler, since the red Roman cancel explosion does go quite high up. Look at this risk that had been built up. Raidknackarn did not want to deal with that and immediately went for the first solid grab off of the hop. I'm getting stuffed after the tech by the 5B. Raidknackarn is still stuck in the corner against Anji.
Yeah, Diibu's super active with the dancing. If you can't get like a read on when he wants to use that move, he's oh nice.
Was that traded?
I think yeah, with the increased hurt box of the Afro, it actually ended up trading. I was thinking that you might actually straight up lose though with Afro on. Another really good spin into a throw.
That is interesting. Diibu seemed to fuzzy jump while the Afro was on fire and managed to trigger the explosion on their descent. I do wonder if that was actually advantageous for them to get a hit there instead of waiting out the explosion rounded, taking the guard crush.
I guess all is normal in the land of Anjis. Whipping that core still, unless you're like directly below Anji, it's still a lot of the times gonna give you a pretty nice angle to jump in, and people taking advantage of that.
It's really hard to punish Ko when it's properly spaced. It's a very dangerous tool to deal with, and it recovers fast enough, and you can go into jumping normals fast enough from it that you can actually cover a lot of the approaches that people will try to do at you.
Yeah, I think unless I'm standing under the
low slash. The Afro and the bomb comboing with one another. Unfortunately, Raidknackarn not being able to combo off of the Afro explosion afterwards.
And a really brave defensive 2S from Diibu gets them out of the corner now. Pushing Raidknackarn in the other corner and gets the round. Wow. Yeah, so fast does the momentum turn when Anji actually gets to run stuff on you.
Oh, that 6-speed beating. Wow. Unfortunately, Faustmane's in shambles did not get as much disjoint on that button as they would have wanted. Can still get 6 speed out of it at a lot of ranges.
Oh no!
Unfortunate.
The reversal super, a potent tool against safe jumps. And especially a character like Faust who does have a lot of safe jump setups, that super is gonna be a problem probably for Raidknackarn. Oh, it's been such a short while, and Diibu already running away with 3-game lead. That's kind of what I was saying. If you can't match the speed of this guy, they're gonna play very fast, and you're gonna lose rounds extremely fast. Ooh.
Solid 5k. Yeah, one of the most improved buttons that patch for Faust. 5k has been made. The hits crouching targets, I think, is a lot better on the aerial coverage as well. It's just a nicer button now. And we saw Raidknackarn making the most out of it. Now, unfortunately, breaking right away with mixed picks and not being able to get the super into the wall break, which would have resulted in a kill. And now Diibu actually getting a solid conversion, forcing a burst out of Raidknackarn.
That was so good for Diibu. Managed to make Raidknackarn burst. Even if Raidknackarn still gets it, yeah, this is a big win. Diibu, that was like the best they could have gotten out of that situation a lot of the time.
And now they're about to have burst again if they put on the defense for a little bit. So now playing quite the aggressive game here. Just gaining tension, getting stuffed out of a throw attempt.
Oh wow, the 5B, sorry, the 2P into 6 heavy, finding the frame trap. Oh no!
Oh!
No!
Uh-oh. I respect the gold burst attempt, but that was unfortunate.
Oh, go slow! That's a perfect choice of button for Diibu. Raidknackarn comes in with that high-profile button. Another 6P, securing the corner position now, plus frames. Raidknackarn is in trouble. Diibu building a 50-meter.
Going for the approach, actually getting the grab off, maintaining more and more pressure, still going for chin, getting that plus frames, forcing the burst out of Raidknackarn, who now is in a massive health deficit. And Diibu is going to take the trumpet, force Raidknackarn to respect it, jumps in the air, tries to throw the head, but Cole anti-airs. Such a good button. Well, especially in this matchup against someone like Faust who's trying to just kind of jump backwards and do air stuff. Having a button that just chases after in the air like that can be quite solid.
Alright, burst immediately used. Ooh, a rare fishing pole hits. That's a nice start for Raidknackarn, but I feel like if you're gonna gamble against Anji and especially Diibu, it's not gonna work out in the long run. You'll, as Raidknackarn, as Faust here, you'll have to find some sort of, steady solution, some sort of stable game plan.
This is gonna be a solid conversion. Yeah, look at that damage. That's very respectable. Raidknackarn very close to that. It's played very carefully. The 6B beating out the fishing pole.
I wonder if that's a reaction or just something that Diibu has been doing on as a preemptive read, but it's been working out pretty well so far. Even standing up for the fast overhead.
Diibu's just on point. Definitely has studied the matchup enough to know these kinds of gaps, know these faults in the Faust moves and how to abuse them. Someone definitely did their homework, even flashing.
Yeah, look at that. It's gonna be a reaction.
And that's on reaction. That's so good.
I think Diibu hasn't missed a single. I mean, they just got hit by the Rerere or whatever that thing is called in Strive, the fishing pole once, but other than that, it's just straight 6Ps all the way through.
Their worst scenario has been the one time that they actually traded, and it wasn't even just a raw head. Oh, see, solid 6B. This Anji 6B, this is the most work I've seen it do in a set. Actually, comboing off of Shin now, getting a nice little positional advantage to work from. Now Diibu trying to put in, bursting aggressively.
Yes, super aggressive in. Just wants to keep Raidknackarn in the corner, and why not in this position? They've been able to
really solid backdash.
Wait a second.
Now we're gonna go coast to coast. Getting an item, getting the little guy. Oh yeah. RC, and now this is gonna go far. Oh no.
Oh, this could be position. This could be a steal. Another throw. Wow!
Oh, the tragedy. Raidknackarn had what was needed to potentially get the round win there, but it just didn't work out. I think that genuinely could have just been a drop. I think Raidknackarn had the opportunity to go farther with the combo. A solid 6B, 3 bombs.
That's a lot of bombs.
Another bomb? Yeah, I think Diibu counted 2 out of 3 bombs, but that, you know, it's just a bit ridiculous to go for more. And actually, I just noticed it's been going so fast, I actually failed to acknowledge the fact that this is actually set point for Diibu. So Raidknackarn needs to give it their all to just not lose here and now. Diibu getting the air throw into the corner, putting up more pressure for Raidknackarn. Unfortunately, whiffs the 6P and gets grabbed for the set.
It feels like that's kind of Faust life there. Standing up for the overhead, gets the punish. The punish is standing jabs, nothing else. And Diibu even gets to keep their pressure and the position after that. Well, sometimes it do be... I feel like Diibu's just a very tricky player to play against. If you're not ready for this kind of gameplay, fast Anji gameplay, even if you're kind of, you know, on the same skill level, I feel like you can get demolished against Diibu like fairly easily. I actually had the same. We played like a longer set with Diibu and I got absolutely annihilated for the first part of the set because I wasn't just quite ready how they're gonna play. But yeah, that's that. And next up, ooh, we are going into slightly heavier, slightly higher level matchups than you would imagine. It's gonna be played slightly out of schedule. Usually we play these in sort of, I guess, sort of in order of skill. However, both Tikivik and Megafist are very strong players, actually. So Tiki Sol from Finland versus Megafist from Denmark coming up next.
Interesting. A Danish player. You don't see many Danish names
I know, right?
in the scene now.
I would definitely love if we would see our, you know, our Nordic brethren a little more often, especially like the Norwegian players and the Danish players. Of course, we have the Swedes and the Finns usually representing quite actively, but, you know, I feel like Norway and Denmark are those countries, whenever you say a Norwegian player or a Danish player, there's a fairly good chance that they're super strong. They're very far in between, but once you find one, they usually tend to know their stuff.
When the name like I hate Megafist, is that just their tag? Do they go by any other name typically?
I think they go by King Kong in the Discord, but that's the extent of my knowledge, because this will basically be their debut match here on Bounty Hunters.
Interesting. You know, level 1200 on Millia, that's a lot of playing, so it's nice to see new names that are, you know, are clearly active, actually getting to play.
And Tiki is one of those players who kinda, they don't negotiate with terrorists. It's like they're very upfront how they play.
Bash crosses.
Oh, hello! Is that gonna be a kill? Yeah, won the dive.
Still had the meter to kind of try and continue if that kills, so. Yeah, I hate Megafist's mobility, movement, actually, that's what I mean to say. Movement has been really on point. They're just flying across the screen here, trying to confuse and play around what Tikivik might be trying to do, trying to get them to press some buttons that just whiff and playing off of hits that they might get off of that.
Ooh, interesting. Choosing to play that counter hit as a sort of a tick throw. Tiki already committed to it. This might actually be a kill though. Spending the RC here.
Oh, with the baited burst, it definitely kills. Tiki was just ready. Ooh, that jump slash from Tiki, unfortunately whiffing. And I hate Megafist actually being able to go past it.
Ooh, catching Tiki from the front. Get the wall break. Ooh, choosing to take it with the 5D instead of a super. All right, saving the super for neutral here.
I think
that
Amelia
was
does
so
have some. Ooh. I think they might just kill. Yeah, absolutely kills you. Doesn't even use the meter. Just confidently knows I've got this, and gets the kill.
It's the advanced strategy, saving it for the next game. Why should I when I can take it with a normal? All right, so yeah, I guess so far we've kind of seen how this matchup goes. Soul would love to touch Milia, but it's Milia's mobility, the double air dash, the turbo fall, fast movement speed. It's surprisingly hard to catch.
And new Capel as well. That's the changes have been very appreciated by the melee players. I've seen a lot of people really liking what has what the character has gotten this patch, this season. So actually curious to see, you know, Milia being played, since we've not seen her yet on the show here since the patch. And from the other kind of tournaments and stuff that I've seen, I've not seen much of her yet. So
yeah, it kind of feels like Capel especially is more usable now, but I forgot what they changed about it.
It's the way it kind of moves people after it hits and stuff seems to make it a lot more consistent to use as kind of a combo tool, as a poke. You know, if you use it in the air, and it ends up hitting, a lot more useful in the way that it moves people around. The double overhead reset. This I'm going for the low, catching with a far slash, and just playing around Tikivik, not really allowing them to ever catch up.
Yeah, it's like it's not that Tikivik isn't trying. They're swinging, but they are missing so far. I hate Megafist is just playing so. Not even defensively, just so elusively.
Yeah, exactly. Going for kind of a death by 1,000 cuts kind of thing here, where they just keep getting these stray hits that might not convert into much, but just consistently winning interactions over time, taking the wins. Like, look at this. Tikivik just doesn't get a chance to get in. Now he's actually able to find something. Look at the damage that already does. That's 2 touches. That's a 40% of Milia's health gone with 6B. And this is kind of a problem. I think this is why I hate Megafist has been playing the way they've been playing, is you can't allow yourself to be hit even once by Soul, or it just starts going downhill.
Right, this wasn't even like optimal combos from Tiki. That was a couple random touches.
Exactly.
Oh, but now...
That's why Megafist here actually getting solid combo and the Winger Super.
Wait a minute.
That's a really reasonable amount of damage, and now the hard knockdown is here. There's a setup, meaty, jump heavy.
Oh, what a gamble from Tiki. The air escape Tatsu. Oh no! Tried to make the last second effort burst and stay the round still, but now having used that burst.
That was so unfortunate.
Ooh, Tiki finds 5k. A little too high up in the air. Yeah, it's a punish. Ooh, there was still a crevice there. Gets a cross up. Now I hate Megafist. Mixing it up. This is Blender. Put it on. Brrr. Does Soul blend? Yes, he does. Forcing Tiki to use the burst.
Oh, getting to 2k2D.
Oh, that's a close flash hit in the air.
Yeah, that's gonna get the kill.
And a classic anti-air Milia close slash hits so high, converts so well. I mean, you're not gonna get like million close slash hits into each other anymore this patch, but it is still a very good button. And
still getting the punish on the DP with that jump heavy as they were both landing.
Look at that, it hits so high! Oh baby! Which side? It's the Brack. And again, Tiki, even though they are allowed to jump out the close slash, the long reaching upwards normal still pulls them out of the sky. That is dirty. Alright, 3 games straight win streak for Megafist here. Tiki again, fishing with the 5k. The 5ks have been able to land them.
Oh, unfortunate burst from Tiki, going to get caught by the disc setup.
We go no hard knockdown for this one, but I'm sure. Ooh, nice interception. Oh, there's a little bit of a glimpse of that new jump PP. Tiki almost managing to get a combo out of it. The airborne breakage, both players with a lot of meter. Tiki swinging wide now. Tiki is actually out of
really
meter.
solid. That Capel actually finding its way into an anti-air hit and being able to combo off of it. I saw someone saying that the way you should see new Capel is a lot closer to the hairpin from previous Milia iterations as before, where you kind of can have to respect its existence as kind of a projectile. It just stays still in the air.
Hey, there's such a weird tool to play against compared to many other matchups. It's like whenever Milia is in the air, I feel like you just gotta hard read that it's coming and position yourself correctly.
Oh, solid combo. Oh, actually, I think Tiki was trying to keep that burst safe, but ended up just kind of dropping it instead. Still got the burst out of I hit Megafist, but unfortunately wasn't enough to quite get a win out.
I wonder, has Milia's damage output increased since the patch? The combos then like look as if they're doing way more damage than before to me. Tiki working. Decent position here, but we still need a hit. Oh, okay.
Good gold burst in immediate red RC, and another one.
I think that might be a kill, actually.
Oh no, the unfortunate drop.
I think, yeah, the 6 heavy was probably supposed to be a clean hit DP. That would have killed Megafist. Oh, clean.
Oh yeah, ooh, solid air grab. I think Tiki's slowly but surely kind of starting to figure out the neutral, the movement going on here, and what I hit Megafist is trying to do with. Hopefully, it won't be too late for them. Hopefully they can still kind of get some wins and not be adapting too late to make a solid difference in the set.
Oh, it still hits!
Oh.
And since
I think the problem was that Tiki actually crossed up, because I think they were trying to hold back, but ended up being the wrong way. And now solid conversion from I hate Megafist, getting the grab on Wake Up. And
oh, the bait.
Yeah, the bait. Oof. I hate Megafist is being so clean. Just really controlling the space, just in neutral, not really letting Tiki have much say over whether or not they know what's going on with the movement. Just keeping them wondering, continuing to force a whiff.
And this is so tricky because I hate Megafist is changing their trajectories fairly actively. One time they go in the air, other time they come from the ground.
Anti-air close slash hits.
And now one more touch. Tiki, however, gets to go back to neutral, but the neutral has definitely
neutral is
been...
the tough part, it seems.
Yeah. Oh, again, getting straight hit by Capel into a setup, and it is the fake cross-up, hits front. Another game for I hate Megafist. Guys, I've never seen in this matchup Sol hitting Milia so little. It's like...
Yeah, I've never really seen Amelia kind of navigate the matchup quite like this. You know, Megafist clearly has a lot of kind of knowledge of the way Sol is trying to move around here, but now Tiki actually getting a solid hit, getting a 5H counter hit.
Yeah,
and that's a kill. Okay, getting a quick round. That's what we need. We need a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, on the other hand, like whenever Tiki gets a hit in, they do convert and they do capitalize. It's just they're just getting this opportunity so not very often.
I mean, that is the classic Sol thing. You know, Sol can dish out so much damage, and typically Sol actually has really good tools for neutral, but it seems that the way that I Hate Megafist is playing, just being super evasive, super hard to read what's going on, is granting them a lot of opportunities to land the hits. And Tiki's just not really being able to play around it. But as we say that, Tiki actually gets the first point on the board.
Right, that was exactly what we were talking about. Tiki finally manages to land a couple of good hits right from the round start, and I Hate Megafist really never recovered from those hits. Because it's still Milia, and you know, you don't have like sick defensive options while you're taking pressure. So, oh, what a wild DP from Tiki.
I mean, sometimes you just need to go for the wild option. And that's you know, let's hope that now that Tiki has found solid off of the jump dust wall bounce, going a lot for these punch combos. Even surprising that the 2P comboing into itself on counter hit actually goes into a Bandit Ringer or Bandit Revolver.
Yeah, that's a very classic way. Jump Bs haven't been really relevant buttons in Stripe so far, I feel like. While they used to be very go-to buttons for
solid
MVP.
grab. Tikivik actually getting in, but getting the grab, the burst out.
Reaction to the
really
haircut.
solid DP, and now this is going to do a ton of damage.
Yo, Tiki,
Going back to neutral. Oh, that could have also, that would have been such a sick version of.
Wow.
Hello?
Tiki on a completely different level. I guess those wild reads
And
is
the
what
grab.
they need. Just reading the trajectories all of a sudden.
The first 5 games were just data. Tikivik has the most thorough download now. But will they be able to take it into a massive clean sweep?
I mean, it makes a lot of difference.
The air dash back jump slash, really solid hit. Already took 40% of I Hate Megafist's life and the burst. And now the solid 5k hit, putting Megafist back into the corner.
Oh, that jump heavy from Milia on the way down. Still, it looks to hit so horizontally, but it's surprisingly good jumping button as well.
That 2k2d change, where it combos from farther away now, on kind of globally on every character, seems to be putting in a lot of work for Tikivik now, because we've seen some very edge of the hitbox hits for 2k, comboing into 2D and getting Tikivik a like nice little bit of advantage.
Yeah, for sure. I think that small change actually gave a lot of new...
Oh wow, the DP hitting backward. Whoa. Okay.
Tiki kind of saying, you know, let's RPS, do something, show me your options.
I think that's kind of what you need to do when someone's being as wild as Megafist has been with you. You have to be wild back, and now a Winger Super onto the hard knockdown is a tough situation for Tikivik to get up on. Actually fighting hit with a DP, not being afraid of any potential safe jump setups.
Oh, and the punish! Doubles it up!
That just kills!
Such a classic Soul double up, but it ends up working. Tikivik hasn't been able to get in too many times to, you know, put the RPS options on the table, and now they are coming in waves.
Yeah, only 2 points behind now, actually. Right? Like, that's 3 wins.
Yeah, we have ourselves a match.
Yeah. Okay, Tikivik is just going crazy mode now, just getting ready, just looking for the options, looking for where to find these gaps. Actually finds one there with the DP, gets the burst out of the way now. So yeah, makes the DP safe. Just leaving themselves plus 11 after Fafnir. Fafnir in this game, really decent button to kind of set up on your opponents, force them to do something, set up the strike throw even. Oh, really solid grab. Gets the YRC out of the way, and the dash up grab into a setup.
Super important YRC, that was.
Yeah, that was really a smart play from I Hate Megafist, actually going to, I think that's Jump K that does that little flip. because it, off of grab, a lot of characters can kind of mash out your attempted setups on Milia. Milia doesn't get a guaranteed setup every time off of grabbing, so going for an option that would trade with someone's typical response to that Faker setup was really smart there to get the round win.
The FD able to push Tikivik away, missing that 5D. Wait a second, this could be a run back for this round. Megafist only with one hit, but that's...
And this is not gonna kill the wall, actually. But
unless...
this is... What? Really cool conversion with the super in the middle and not actually finishing.
You know, previous patch, I would have bet so much money on that. That's not gonna kill. That's Milia damage. It was actually worked out that super didn't end up breaking the wall prematurely, because you can pick up still after that. But now Tiki, not phased at all. Ready to spend the burst as well. Keep I Hate Megafist in the corner, and again this situation. One more hit. Yeah, there it is. At that point, I Hate Megafist couldn't even trade efficiently anymore. But now the thing is, even though we have had pretty decent success for Tikivik for the last like 4 games, eventually you're gonna make a mistake, right? And Megafist, I Hate Megafist has such a big buffer here. Alright, first to take the wall break. And now back to neutral we go. Still anybody's game. Tikivik barely missing the air throw.
This might be... Yeah, this is a round win, and that takes Megafist into a set point position now.
Wow, that's...
one round away from just winning the whole thing. Tikivik put on a really good effort, actually blocking and going for the air grab.
I feel like the air throws... Oh, nice! Catches on the landing frames, actually. Tikivik trying to position themselves in the right place to catch I Hate Megafist landing after the couple.
These anti-air close slashes are being so good to Megafist. Just these touches doing 40%.
Ooh, that was a little...
DPRC actually not going into anything.
God, I Hate Megafist has so much meter, and this should
I think
probably...
this is a kill. There's no way Tikivik doesn't die from this. The super isn't even necessary. But the Megafist is gonna go for the stylish finish. Tikivik tried with all their might, but unfortunately the adaptation came a bit late, and Megafist was able to kind of counter it afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like after like 4 or so games, Tikivik and I Hate Megafist look to be on sort of like an even footing, but like you said, at that point, the lead was already massive. It's a very, very classic case of strong start adjustment and then the counter adjustment.
Oh, I lost connection.
Yeah, welcome to Bounty Hunters.
It's all good. It's all good.
I Hate Megafist with a very strong showing for their first matchup on screen.
And hopefully, perhaps we see a returning name, because it's nice to see more variety, more people participating, especially for more places that typically don't see a lot of representation on the event, which is the case with Denmark.
Alright, hopping on to the next one, we've got Rikkami Ino. Finnish Ino player from back in the day, from Exert times. Looking up to go against Madjon Giovanna from Lithuania, who we saw on their debut match last week. Was a toughie. They went against Radun, who is very, very known solid brick wall for, people who are coming from the intermediate, lower intermediate side of things. Yeah, if you don't know how to tame wild players, if you don't know how to tame Leos, you can be in a lot of trouble against Radoon. But now, actually, big thanks for Rikkami as well, stepping in on such a fast notice. This was initially supposed to be Extsy versus madjon, but Extsy couldn't show up, so we switched up a little. And now we have Geo versus Ino.
This is an interesting matchup. I wonder... I don't think it would actually have changed that much in this match, since biggest hit to Ino's tools that was taken was that heavy stroke changed. But outside of that, Ino has a really solid air approach that deals decently well with Geo's buttons, especially those kinds of things that you would see, stuff like your 2D, your DP, the bicycle kick, the up dog, are all moves that can kind of carefully maneuver around, with her air movement being as controllable as it is. So I am interested to see how Rikkami plays around this matchup as someone who has the kind of legacy experience to play a lot around the air very well, which is something I noticed playing them. I've actually never seen madjon play, I don't think, so I am curious to see how they would play.
It's kind of interesting. Rikkami does have the Exert legacy knowledge, but they sort of skipped past the vanilla in a way, because they started playing very recently much more actively. They've been sort of boycotting the first year of Strive so far, so they're sort of jumping straight into the season 2,
Which I think is a completely reasonable thing to do.
I think is one of those characters who has just slowly gotten stronger and stronger, not just necessarily because of the patch changes, the meta changes, but also because is just that kind of a character that takes a little bit of time to research, and has always been a character that takes a little time to find all the dirty setups.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you follow Daru on Twitter, you see a lot of the stuff that keeps getting developed for There's a lot of interesting things that people find, a lot of interactions in the ways she can move around the screen, beyond just stroke or hover dash. She can sometimes, she can put those tools together to do some very interesting carries and combos and setups that lend themselves really well to doing some kind of degenerate stuff to your opponents, some setups that are very hard to understand, and it's kind of impossible for everyone to know all of that tech, and players will pick and choose and learn things that cater to how they enjoy playing the character, so it leads to a really reasonable amount of expression and how the character played.
Right, and just small changes can change the game a lot. It's even though on the surface level, for example, the season 2 change in Ino's air mobility kind of didn't look like much. The fact that you can hold like certain direction and sort of steer a little during the air dashes, you would be like, so all right, is this gonna actually affect things? But during the first week, we've already seen some new... I saw some new left rights, for instance, which looked really dirty, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those changes that it looks very slight at first view, when you first look at it and how it feels. But it with the proper development, with the time of this change existing, for people to be in the lab, to be trying different things, to notice stuff in matches, it can lead itself to a lot of interesting setups being found. As you said, you already saw some stuff being done. Apologies for accidentally smacking my microphone, but yeah, no, a lot of things have already been found, and now it's just about whether or not you're gonna keep finding some more and more crazy stuff. And I think the kind of power level that might reach will depend on kind of how much he's explored by the player. Speaking of, immediately Rikkami actually being able to hold defense reasonably well, even though they took a lot of damage early on.
Right, that was a super scareful situation because madjon had 100 meter having, you know, in the corner. Wow. That's actually a cool patch change. Now, you know, actually gets to make that axe kick in the air a little bit more of a mix-up. It is less advantageous, or it is definitely not advantageous at all, but you can kind of hold the button and mix between the cross-up and the non-cross-up now. Kind of similar vibe as Anji's, you know, overhead change. Whereas it necessarily wasn't the mix-up before, but now it is. But that said, madjon opening it up 1-0. I feel like this, you know, this matchup here with these players is probably not gonna be any super fancy stuff. We're not gonna see combos that are necessarily like high execution. It's more about the fundamentals, the basic stuff, the little things that make a lot of difference instead.
Yeah, especially interesting to see. Well, Giovanna is a character that is trying to, in her game plan, play footsies a lot more, in a lot more emphasized fashion. You know, she's a strike throw character. She can confirm into quite a bit of damage with her supers, but generally she's just trying to put up a lot of pressure and find, you know, straight solid hits. Whereas, you know, wants to avoid being in that situation as much as possible. So I think what we're gonna see here is, as long as neutral is being played, madjon is going to be happy, because Giovanna definitely has stronger neutral tools, but at the moment Rikkami is able to get kind of any stronger knockdowns, we can see some, you know, some of that classic Ino mix being done. Ooh.
Right, I would say Ino can derive quite a bit of, you know, value. Oh, wait a little too early there on the super. Rikkami still gets a 6 heavy anti-air. This is looking pretty good. madjon doesn't have the meter, but finds the Alvarez. Oh, that was a good idea, but a little too far to get a whiff punish with that super. And Rikkami survives to fight another round. madjon, however, has their burst ready to go. There it is.
Oh, and goes for the gold burst. Gets the arrow kick, low profile.
Yeah, that's an interesting interaction. Being able to stroke the big tree under that spiral arrow.
Very solid conversion. Just going mid-screen to the corner, getting the wall break, getting the positive bonus. You know, Giovanna can actually do a lot with the positive bonus. I don't know how much madjon may know about the kind of crazy fast RC, block strings. It doesn't need any of it. Able to just get the dropkick super.
Yeah, I think it really gets dirty if you've practiced your set play scenarios after a wall break. I think like super strong players tend to practice getting the wall break and then running with like a gapless string where they use a lot of meter, gain a lot of meter back, and push the opponent to the corner after, you know, a safe jump setup.
Solid 6 speed forces madjon's burst.
Wow, that's
looking quite aggressive, and now just, yeah. Oh, with grab, unfortunately.
Ooh, brave 6B. You know, has a really good one. Wow, jump PP just catching Rikkami.
That was a really good one, and a lot of these. Oh, solid 5 heavy. Really an underutilized button for a lot of Ino players. If you see Ino players out in the wild, especially ones that have just started with Strive, me, you know, that 5 heavy is such a good move that does go underappreciated typically.
If there's something that has been working out for Rikkami so far in the neutral,
unfortunate 2D, yeah, you're gonna have to burst that to be safe. But now Rikkami is actually in the corner now, able to go start for some for some of the basic mix. Oh, the TK super just to stuff the aerial approach does a lot of damage, and even if it's blocked, that is still plus 37 and a 2H finds a hit.
Oh, I thought that was a trade, but that was actually a straight win for Rikkami, choosing to go with that 2 heavy.
Yeah, 2H is basically a discount Giovanna 2 dust. but the benefit is that the 2 heavy is a little bit faster. It's also disjointed, but it's not as, you know, far-reaching. Still, just an excellent button that on counter hit does convert to a fairly decent amount of damage.
Ooh, Rikkami getting out of it. So getting sort of a lucky one here. Oh, wow!
Done.
Rikkami, you dog, actually did it.
Just immediately putting a dent in that health differential that both of these players found themselves at. Unfortunately, madjon not being able to connect a dive kick super, forcing the burst out of Rikkami, but you know, there's no more rounds. Saving that for,
what a whiff punish
for the note Oki.
Oh, he baited it, but he didn't get the punish. It's such a classic. Being able to block against the YRC, but the animation between getting hit and blocking the YRC is so subtle. And also, when you run these, you know, safe jump setups, sometimes you might not even be considering like, all right, they might burst here, they might YRC here, and you just end up auto-baiting stuff, and then you're just not ready to punish. I guess it happens. But what happens as well is this stuff when you're back against the corner. Rikkami actually choosing to play here still.
Oh, the trade on the supers, and unfortunately those first hover dash frames getting caught by the arrow kick. I think Rikkami needs to be a little bit more aggressive on these round starts. A lot of dashes backward gives madjon the kind of space to go and be aggressive, you know. Dino can win the round start and can start doing a lot of stuff right from the beginning, so being able to recognize that and go for some stronger rewarding cards could be very valuable here.
Oh, wow, the super still active, hits from behind. Now madjon using the 50 meter, exerting their pressure. Wow, that was a throw from a very far away. Jumping.
Oh, solid clash on the 5-piece.
Ah, but again, good dash forward, catches Rikkami in the air.
Imagine kind of running away with the score right now. Oh, solid. The jump back slash dive,
wow.
Very classic start.
That's
very strong
actually
against a lot of starts, as it will end up with punishing a lot of people's attempts at round starts. Just jump backwards, they can't reach you, they're still gonna be in recovery. Now, good use of the note, gets a counter hit on madjon trying to press against stroke. But unfortunately, Rikkami isn't able to capitalize the most on it.
Ooh,
Will be able to get counter hit on the 2D.
Nice, chooses the right direction, catches madjon landing on that 6P. Yeah, hello, I have found a button, it's called 6P. Come and get it. Oh, that's a button as well though. I like how madjon has been reading those, you know, forward air dashes from from Rikkami, like basically reading that, alright, you're not gonna commit to it, you're gonna play short and just aiming to catch him with 2D on landing. Alright, set it up. Oh, the 5
DP contesting. Not contesting, but getting the whiff punish after the jump dust.
Oh wow, that 2S hits really far from Ino. I wonder if at the max range. Oh, nice, goes under once again. Rikkami finds the opening.
Gets a trade on the jump heavy, and unfortunately the 6H goes the wrong way, and madjon is able to counter hit it. Oh no!
The projectile doesn't come out in time!
Yes, unfortunately the dive up.
It's kind of like the initial hitbox expects your opponent to be very close, then there's a very long gap before the plus on block projectile actually comes out. And it doesn't get there on time, unfortunately. Good cancel for madjon. Ooh, Rikkami fires the burst very preemptively, baiting the throw from Rikkami as well. Oh my goodness.
Oh, the fully charged 5D just converted us so much damage. And now, on the next green, madjon is able to jump above. And get the grab in.
The two things that are really going for madjon, the speed and the rewards. It's like Rikkami has been able to land hits here and there, but it's definitely more footsie based for Rikkami. They're getting like good, strong pokes, 1-2s, but not really full combos a lot of the times. Whereas when madjon hits,
and now, unfortunately, drop on the RC follow up.
Ooh, good jump. Still having that burst doesn't let Rikkami get to play at all. At this point, Rikkami fighting for their honor. Can we get on board? Good 6-speed to start. Ooh, nice, straight into the stroke of victory, catching backdash from madjon.
Oh, really solid 6-speed from madjon in response to Rikkami's approach. Oh, the 5-feet. Nothing the attempted approaches. Unfortunately, if those pressure strings from Ino aren't just airtight, a lot of characters can do 5 and 2Ps to kind of just stop you out of them. Another 5D charged on the wake up, taking madjon over into set point.
And I think madjon sort of has the hunch. It's like they've been aggressively poking out of those block strings, and if Rikkami doesn't manage to bring a frame trap, a suitable frame trap on the board, they're probably gonna keep doing it.
Oh, unfortunately, going for the command grab super a bit out of time, not getting even the wall slump there, and missing a wall break. This can be very tragic for Rikkami, now put in such a difficult position, just holding back against madjon. Gets a really solid 6B, forces Rikkami's burst. Unfortunately, the 2-8, the jumping heavy doesn't hit in time. And that's the set.
Wow, quick and dirty. madjon, a complete opposite reversal of the last week. Damn. All right. Well then, moving on. The 4th slot matchup of the evening. We got the Finn boys going against each other. KS, GGST. Yeah, we know this fella, but we also know this other fella, ZoKHiZ. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, isn't ZoKHiZ like kind of high level player or something? Which is true. However, here's the twist. This is KS on their long time main character. This is ZoKHiZ Nagoriyuki. Not Potemkin, not Leo.
This is ZoKHiZ Joker arc.
Yeah, come season 2, ZoKHiZ decided that, alright, I'm gonna make another character's switch, and this is basically week 1 Nago for ZoKHiZ. So even though you might say, alright, the player experience will definitely go in ZoKHiZ's favor, however, the experience with their character, KS will come like miles ahead, having hundreds and hundreds of experience on GGST. Let's see how ZoKHiZ. I did have an opportunity to play against very early iteration of ZoKHiZ's Nago, and you know, when you got the fundamentals, you can definitely make it work.
It's playing this exactly like I expected a ZoKHiZ Nagoriyuki play to be. Just doing the classic, just playing at high blood, and immediately just playing super smart with a long, far-reaching pokes that Nagoriyuki gets off of that blood buff. And being aggressive where necessary, and then just using the knowledge of, I know where my hitboxes are, I know what to do, I'm just gonna play it safe, I'm gonna build up blood.
Ooh, patient anti-air, once again.
How often do you see Nagoriyuki players being this patient?
Yes, obviously, definitely, you know, oh my god,
Oh.
sees the coffin swing, cues up the super. Yeah, as I was about to say, ZoKHiZ is a resident big body player. They are no no stranger to having to play slow, having to play patient, having to wait for their turn.
And speaking of waiting their turn, that usage of clone was not patient at all, just contesting KS, going for something and just immediately punishing it. Which is, you know, what you need to do. You need to maintain that pressure up. You must not give your opponent a chance to do anything. Really solid first game from ZoKHiZ.
It's kind of funny, with this character ZoKHiZ can to some extent abandon some of that patience, because you have a lot of different playstyles for Nago. You can go, oh my goodness, Case didn't realize.
That actually ended up saving ZoKHiZ's life and pop. You know, based on the first game, I started to expect, oh, we're never going to see ZoKHiZ pop. But immediately, I mean, shut up. But I mean, when you can do these special cancels into one another, it makes a lot of sense that you do it now with aggressive play.
Alright.
KS needs to get through because that risk is super high. Any kind of stray.
I think he waited.
Yeah, that was patience, but ZoKHiZ still has. Goes for the 5k, but I think it's baited. No, it's not. It's still caught whatever ZoKHiZ was going for. Because I saw the 2k before.
I think.
Oh, the 2p contest.
So season
but
1.
The gold burst from ZoKHiZ. Oh, hold up.
Ooh. How much? Are they gonna pop? Not quite.
Oh, they didn't use enough to pop, but they got very close.
Here. Again, spending the 100 meter to get KS off of them. Which is okay. This burst pushed KS to the corner, and this is Nago on high plot. That massive max range 5 heavy. How is GoldBlue gonna do anything against that?
Yeah, look at it. This is just footsies. This is just spacing, playing it slow.
Oh, I think
this might be a hit again.
It's interesting though. As soon as ZoKHiZ went low blood, the reach of their pokes really got smaller. I think this is probably the scenario that you want to establish more often than not. Get high blood, get your S buttons now in Season 2, as well as your old 5 heavy button or like heavy buttons reaching super far, and just don't let...
Oh, immediately command grabbing at the round start, and KS going for a gold burst lane, actually. And 5p anti-air. Crossing up, getting the sweep. Now this is going to be a very big combo. Unfortunately, makes ZoKHiZ land a bit too far out.
Oh, trade in KS's favor.
Trade, but very favorable towards KS.
Ah, the TK.
Unfortunate TK, yeah.
Now ZoKHiZ can't block a lot of this stuff though. If KS manages to get 50 meter and land something important, too heavy. Well, KS is being super patient as well. Nice, and a conversion into super.
Kill.
Right, we're definitely seeing much more, you know, much more spirit from KS, getting more situations, able to play more and more, and I've been able to capitalize on those pressure situations quite well though. However, ZoKHiZ, with the experience as a player advantage, still sort of exerting their high-level aura to some extent, even though this is a new character.
It's what we call the fundamental. It's stuff that's the transferable skills of fighting games, of the specific games that you play, you know. Play a game enough, you practice the skill enough, you're gonna have it transfer as you learn a new character. And ZoKHiZ is certainly showing that here.
Ooh, challenge on that now. Minus a block. Kamuriyuki. Oh, that was a...
Punishing the Fukyo. That Fukyo is surprisingly slow. So, you know, a lot of times, if you know it's coming, you can just get a very solid punish out of it.
Right.
So you have to kind of be mindful, against both Nagoriyuki and playing against Nagoriyuki, of the times where someone's going to be trying to Fugio towards you in neutral to just get positional advantage, and you can just get them.
One hit
Look
away.
at this damage. Yep.
Oh, okay, ZoKHiZ. I was like, is he gonna go ham?
Oh, very close though.
Wow, that was a hero
Take a little
burst.
bit of.
Yeah, see, ZoKHiZ.
Chaos really just needs to find a hit, but that 5D just gets it.
I'm surprised that Chaos actually chose to burst there. They were sitting on a 1-round lead, but now heading into the last round without their bursts available. Maybe it doesn't end up mattering because they have the upper hand here. Finds the low. Ooh, ZoKHiZ in trouble. They might have to burst, but there is no burst to be had once you're stuck to the wall. And now KS has the threat of the chip damage as well.
But still, will need to find their way in to get that chip damage, and I think ZoKHiZ has been playing very effectively at zoning out Chaos to a range where they wouldn't be able to get that chip damage. And just as I say that, the 2P just getting the hit, just finding its hit in.
Yeah, I was like, perhaps ZoKHiZ might opt to play on further range here, because the threat of 2P is real once you go in. Speaking of that close range, I think that's one of the things that ZoKHiZ said that they still have trouble with. You know, catching the opponent mashing on things. They said that their frame trap timings are still not quite on point. But I feel like ZoKHiZ might be able to sort of ignore that disadvantage because you have an option to play very zoningly against GGST as Nago.
Again, one of Nago's biggest strengths, in my opinion, is the fact that you can alter the way you play it, you know, based on what you're playing against. The kind of flexibility of playing it the super aggressive one-shot character way versus just playing it slow, keeping yourself at level 3 blood, and just kind of zoning someone out with your massively disjointed normals is a very big character strength, because it makes it so that all of your matchups suddenly become a lot easier to deal with. And now, as I say that, Chaos is actually being able to find their way in, actually being able to get a little bit of a combo with the drone.
Oh, there's the backwards hitting hitbox! Sweeping ZoKHiZ!
And the OTG hit gets the kill.
Jesus Cristo, KS! That was a quick explosion! Exactly what we would expect from GGST. ZoKHiZ being like, the fuck was that, Typhoon? I feel that. Ooh, the whiff punish. KS slowly warming up, huh? Oh, that ended up trading. A little too far to connect with that jump heavy. Ooh, choosing to hit confirm. I think KS was probably going to bait that, going for the jump cancel. Now both players, no burst on the board. Next hit is gonna be real damage. Whoa, did you see the range of that 6 heavy? The new 6
heavy, even comboing into the minigun and throwing ZoKHiZ full screen where they had to play quite aggressively and unsafe in a way that Chaos could just fall out.
That's such an interesting change, giving potentially GGST range advantage in matchups where they, you know, before had none.
Oh, really solid backdash there from KS. Now ZoKHiZ going for the burst. Now being at very low health, now needs to put up that big pressure. Take the round. There's a big health deficit going on right now, especially if ZoKHiZ keeps taking this chip damage, but they want to keep that.
He's gonna pop! But
oh,
KS!
But big launch?
They already committed to 2K! Sorry, 2P!
1 HP Dream against a basically half health GGST.
Oh, baby, ZoKHiZ can burn so much blood on this combo. I kinda like that, not breaking the wall. Maybe they had a kill. It's, you know, it's kinda, you work with what you have. I think ZoKHiZ probably, if they had a little bit more Nago experience, they could have ended the round, but, you know, I'm a big fan of just doing what you can when you're playing a character for during the first week.
Definitely. Oh, solid 6p and a burst bait to boot. This is a dangerous position to be KS. The attempt at just the FDs, unfortunately, ZoKHiZ still took quite a bit of chip damage there. You just have to respect how much gold boost just hits you for, even if you're blocking correctly.
I like that change.
Oh, the 2H counter hit. Very big, and now...
I like that super. If
solid hit.
If KS didn't end up using meter there, ZoKHiZ would have probably gone ham and just, you know, dialed special into special into special until KS is dead. Yo, wait, was that a punish? I don't think that was a punish, but...
Yeah, it wasn't a punish, but it was just barely...
I think ZoKHiZ was probably expecting at that massive range that, you know, KS didn't have any options to challenge. But the sneaky minigun ended up landing hit. Oh, here comes the 2 heavy. Makes it pretty easy. Straight back in there after the burst. Use the clone, use the Hukyo. Oh, now KS sealing ZoKHiZ in the corner. KS has the meter advantage as well. ZoKHiZ will have to hold this. There's the wall break, sort of bailing out ZoKHiZ here for a moment, going back to neutral. But look at this life disadvantage. Or maybe it doesn't end up mattering.
You say look at this life disadvantage. These are 2 characters that can just kill you at these amounts of health, regardless of what happens. So it could easily be kind of 1 or 2 touches either way, depending on how the round goes. But now ZoKHiZ has to be very careful. And this 6B working just perfectly enough for KS to take a round. Now ZoKHiZ playing the aggression game.
Ooh, the delay there. Oh, first world problems. The DP bouncing the opponent so high that ZoKHiZ actually missed that combo.
Look at that damage. He doesn't even go for the super wall break. And yeah, clone just gets the kill. Oh, the jump dust.
Old Faithful, jump D, starting the pressure for Gold Lewis. Here we go.
Now gold burst going. Oh, gets air grab. And now there's a lot of meter on ZoKHiZ's side, but what will they do with it? Are they going to be able to... Yeah, it's blocked. There goes all of the meter, and KS is able to burst aggressively, but ZoKHiZ with that far-reaching slash.
Good whip punish starts it all. Is this a comeback? Oh, KS gets a jump D off. I think so.
And oh no, and the far slash for the win.
That was a very tricky situation. ZoKHiZ started to have very low meter there, so the subsequent behemoths would have potentially been a chip kill. I do like the Season 2 change now that FDing roughly takes 50% less meter to perform. That's definitely an improvement against, you know, characters like Gold Lewis who you have to FD against a lot. Oh, KS has the position to go for the throw. Oh, I think that was a 5B, so yeah, able to block here. Yes,
catching the Beyblade with an upswinging Behemoth Typhoon, respecting ZoKHiZ's burst. ZoKHiZ just holds on to it. Equals out the life disparity. Solid grab.
How many characters get to actually straight up challenge that Beyblade? I guess when you have a move that is immensely disjointed. Oh, that's a kill! Oh no, it's not!
Was that a 2P trade at the end? I think it was. Once again, being gold. Oh no, it was 5. That's right. Okay.
Nice jump. Put them in the corner and
another grab and a little bit of combo damage with the drone into the wall break super. This is gonna still do a really respectable amount of damage.
Got the universal.
The hard knockdown. Tries to go for the grab. ZoKHiZ just backdashes, doesn't want to have anything to do with that.
Oh, but that's a kill.
The
Unless
6B gets punished on block, and now ZoKHiZ needs to kind of believe for the win.
That was a lot of meter left to use on ZoKHiZ's side, but yeah, I guess the uncertainty, the sort of fear sinking in. What if I commit to an option and I have 0 hit points? What's gonna happen? Oh, KS. Flipping the positions here, getting hit. That's definitely gonna be bursted by ZoKHiZ. Taking KS's gold burst on the way. Not punished too badly, but ZoKHiZ working in a real nice position here. Lots of blood going both ways. This is, I mean, this is like my idea of how this matchup should be going. Bouncing between like the highest and the second highest blood level and just, you know, playing with your massive level pokes, not letting GoldLuiz get in the position where they could, you know, RPS with a jump in, for instance. Oh, wow, the 2S catches! Really?
Ooh. That was a really good pickup. That was a really nice recognition from ZoKHiZ. Unfortunately, I think that was not supposed to be a TK Typhoon. ZoKHiZ was able to get quite a better punish off of it.
Ooh, being a little
2H isn't free. That distorted the Hema Typhoon will punish it.
Yeah, that's like one of the premium times for GoldLuiz to
punish. Look at how far that reached. And now, yeah, you're in the GoldLuiz pressure zone. You have to be very careful with what buttons you press against this big lad.
Still could be anybody's game. ZoKHiZ finds a decent conversion, but I think that's not gonna kill. Yeah, ZoKHiZ doesn't have the 50 meter to finish it off.
It's very close though.
Wow,
yeah, going back to neutral. It just goes like that, and now in round 3 of the game, ZoKHiZ needs to play this very carefully because any kind of mistake be punished very hard. Those 2H whiffs. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. If you can call out your opponent playing Nago, trying to fluke you forward, you get such a nice reward out of it. It is a way bigger commitment than you might think.
On the other hand, Nago did get that, you know, special cancel out of Kukyo. Doesn't have to wait for it to finish, so it's not like Nago doesn't have the call-out options as well. But speaking of call-outs, oh, that's not enough.
Just barely, and now ZoKHiZ just keeps the offense up against KS.
Yeah, I think after that last hit, ZoKHiZ probably was ready to dial. I think he just goes special, and sort of checks if KS is willing to hold the FD all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm. Especially because without, you know, if you're just holding down FD, it spends quite a bit of meter. And Nagor Yuki, all of those kind of scored moves, all of the slash and heavy slash moves, you know, do chip you out. Solid. Fukyo backdash. Nice trade. The clash recognition.
Are you kidding me? And the
and our gold burst. Okay. ZoKHiZ is aiming to go for some stuff, but KS is even more prepared. Now the reversal is absolutely blocked. Once again, we've seen ZoKHiZ do this a lot of getting a gold burst, getting a full bar of meter, and then going for a reversal and RCing out of it to not be punished.
I kind of like that, because if you block, you're going to be spending, you have to spend a lot of meter to FD GoldLuiz's pressure anyway, so might as well spend it all on one go and get sort of guaranteed out of the sticky situation with that 100 meter.
That's a very good point. It's just, you know, I do wonder what we could see ZoKHiZ do with that meter at this point. And now? Solid round from ZoKHiZ now, actually already in this one, being able to start some pressure. Goes for the Fukyo command grab, which is a very slow option, and KS just kind of goes past and gets a lot of damage out, which ZoKHiZ seems to be kind of fine with. He'll be able to be on the health advantage, but that just might end right away here.
trying to milk that burst out of ZoKHiZ. It finally comes out. Oh, that was a commit. I think... Yeah, again, the 100 meter spend.
Getting the burst out of Chaos is also good, though. If this potentially goes to a round 3, it'll be a useful one to get. There it is, round 3. Yep. ZoKHiZ has more burst already built up than Chaos. You know, with how thick this man is, the burst bar is very likely to still come back in time for ZoKHiZ to make use of it if the round goes for that long.
Oh, the very deep Hookyo committing to the late 2K catching KS backdashing. Oh, what's gonna happen here though?
Is this gonna go the right way? Oh no, it trades, question mark?
Alright. Yeah, the hitbox for that reversal super from Nago is so much forward. Oh, the new 2K into jump D. This jump D is so fast now. You can actually do that. The F shiki there.
I actually haven't seen it before. That's sick. And then just a new normal hit gun gets the kill out.
That was kind of pog. Yeah, that was super pog. KS has the new patch stuff. We don't really talk enough about GoldLewis' ability to mix people up, because GoldLewis has some really grimy stuff.
I mean, you know, you see GoldLewis referred to a lot as the fat Milia. So I do think people do recognize that mix of potential, but it used to be just kind of a meme because GoldLewis was always perceived to be this lower tier character, and you know, the character specialists, you know, and this is what I'm going to continue to say, the character specialists for GoldLewis were so dedicated that the moment he got new toys, everyone who knew all the grimy underground stuff just started going super hard on how can I now make sure that my character is as disgusting as possible. And Yes is someone who's definitely a loyalist, definitely loves GoldLewis and is going really hard for it.
Wow, just neither player pressing a button or attempting to air throw. And KS, it's go time. It's time to end it, perhaps.
Yeah, one more round is all it takes to end the set, and ZoKHiZ is still a fair bit behind, but oh, unfortunate cross-up.
Finds the hit, ZoKHiZ still has the burst, but this wouldn't do enough damage, right?
Oh my god, maybe, yeah, with more turning that would have killed.
But on the other hand, ZoKHiZ, unless they take the round, they won't be able to use that burst anymore very easily. Again, the same!
Oh, if that had hit, it would have been such a good setup for the Blood Rage. ZoKHiZ had no health to lose, could have gone for anything. That could have, you know, realistically been the time to be popping with a Hotashi setup, but unfortunately knocked KS too far away to get hit by the burst itself, and KS gets the punish.
Yeah, KS being like, alright, old man. It's a little too early. It's only 1 week for you. You're not gonna take me out just yet. However, it was super good effort considering how new ZoKHiZ is to the character. You definitely see the shakiness here and there, but give it a week, give it a couple of weeks, give ZoKHiZ time to learn the matchups, and it's gonna be scary stuff ZoKHiZ Nago in the future.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, and immediately we're just going in. The next players, Extsy and Gamma, were just waiting in the room, not wanting to give us any time to breathe, deciding to go into the next match, Soul versus Axel.
And who am I to deny the tempo? Here we fucking go. One of those matchups, I think, where both players of the both characters tend to be like, the matchup is so tough and it's so easy to lose. So because you have to work so hard to get in, to have an opportunity to do anything against Axel, but Axel, because
the immediate recognition on the baited burst and Gamma going forward, unfortunately not getting as much of a punish as you maybe hope, but that's still really good. Look at his health difference. And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, what you were talking about is already being seen here.
Yeah, it's like, you can have rounds going both ways. Soul never really being able to get a single hit on block And then on the other hand, maybe gambling on one good bandit bringer, getting a hit in, and then Axel just getting blown out of the game.
I do wonder, you know, we didn't see any Axel being played last week, right?
Yeah, this is the first.
So this
season
is
two.
Exactly. This is the first season 2 Axel, which actually got a very reasonable amount of changes, more, you know, changes to his combo game. Not entirely sure if it's overall a buff or a nerf or just a change, where, you know, the bomber loops were made worse on paper, and then other options have been made better as combo tools, allowing for better flow into one another. So I am curious.
You know, a lot of Axel players were worried about the bomber loop nerfs, but to be honest, I often really don't see the bomber loops used at all. On a neutral heavy character like Axel, usually Axel just sort of dominates the opponent in the neutral and doesn't necessarily even take the corner pressure, so is that really such a big thing?
Oh no, that was a soul delivery. Unfortunately, Gamma bringing soul directly up into their face to start pressure, and this is dangerous. Without burst, you're just liable to take a lot of damage. But Gamma still on the 1 HP dream here. Any hit will kill.
I mean, technically, Extsy's win condition is gonna stay the same. We still need to get in on Axel. And even getting that one little touch can be hard. Ooh,
there's a 5K. Yeah. The big fast button.
Ooh, a lot of delay there. On the Renzen follow-up. A bit of kick on the way out. Ooh, that was a perfect instant
little
dash.
jump kick. Oh, good backdash into the grab. Actually missing the JH, which unfortunately has led to Extsy getting the advantage, getting the aggressive burst. Is so hard to use.
Oh, the drift back bait! Ecstasy soul!
Very solid. Getting the second game in. You know, I was about to say, it's so hard to burst against Axel, so hard to burst against zoners in general, because you will throw them back typically to their optimal range, but if you have their back to the corner and they found their way to a hit and they're about to get out of that unfortunate situation, getting them back in with an aggressive burst is the best thing you can do. You know, so far we haven't seen any very new thing from Gamma, I don't think.
Ooh,
not a lot of interaction with the new changes to the character.
Ooh, the jump heavy actually connects! I think I saw Extsy going for the...
Oh, there's that new wall bounce option that Axel has access to. That didn't use the combo like that, and now it's made for new combo options, combo routing options. Oh, the jump dust gets the kill.
Clean 5K. That can be a little hard to connect because, like, Axel can do that jump heavy very high up in the air, but on the other hand, 5K also hits deceptively high as an anti-air button. There's the burst. Ooh, perfect timing on BB.
Good grab. And now the DP punish with the RC. Unfortunately, gets grabbed on the land. Extsy realizing that they can go for it.
Oh. Oh, that was so tricky. Catching. I think that was a jump attempt or a backdash with that revolver.
And that's a really interesting bit of soul pressure. I've never really seen someone kind of do that kind of pressure sequence. I think in Gamma's position, I wouldn't have known how to deal with it. It brought Extsy to the second win.
Another really good
backdash.
Instant air dash gets Extsy in for just a moment. I really like Extsy's movement. They are definitely not getting hit by these straight pokes. Ooh, perfect. Predicts the timing. And there was gonna be a gap. Dashes forward.
Oh, the 6H counter hit, which bounces up quite high. The baited burst. This kills. There's no way that this doesn't kill.
That was nutty. I think that conversion looked like very difficult for Extsy to make, but it didn't end up mattering. because they just went for the burst bait. They knew Gamma was gonna want to try to burst out of that combo. Now GGST.
Where else are you gonna burst against the Soul there? Do you just wait to eat the full combo and then try to burst out of the corner scenario? That can be also baited very easily. Soul can do a lot of really safe setups on you. It's just difficult.
Right, good defense.
It is what you were saying at the very start about the matchups. You know, matchups involving Axel, I feel like are those where the players on either side always like complaining about. Because obviously Axel is quite a frail character, doesn't have a lot of defense modifier, doesn't have a lot of guts, so dies very easily. Oh, solid baited burst! Gamma also has those. And that
Ecstasy.
one health made the dream work and got the round win.
I think that was a reasonable gamble there to try to burst and get the round, although now Ecstasy finding themselves in a position where on the last round they don't have any burst left.
And Gamma, you know, will get a burst kind of immediately as soon as Ecstasy potentially comes in, so this is a very dangerous scenario to be in if you're Ecstasy.
Did I just see a full screen dash from Axel into a throw?
Hey, sometimes you gotta do it to him. Even if it doesn't work, it's the mental warfare, keeping them guessing.
It's kind of the ultimate awareness check. Is like, are you sleeping on defense, or are you actually looking at what I'm doing?
Oh yeah, exactly, because a lot of people can just kind of autopilot defense against zoners, because they will just say, oh, I just have to hold down back, because people are just doing, they're just doing moves at me. And Axel has that, you know, the full screen command grab and just walking up to you and doing other kinds of moves that can really throw you off on your defense game.
Oh, the aggressive, oh no, misses the DP!
And gets grabbed as a punish off of it. Gamma now with the corner advantage. Going for the Axel Bomber. And the 5k gets the kill.
I mean, I was saying earlier that maybe you don't get those Axel Bomber opportunities like almost ever, but I stand corrected. Gamma has been able to flip that position many a times now and has had the opportunity to put the actual corner combos on.
And speaking of run-up throws, Extsy just finds a gap where Gamma seemed to be just hesitating on the zoning, and Extsy was just able to go in regular grab.
Gamma doesn't have any resources to defend here. This is... Oh!
But baiting it burst.
Wait, this is a full combo! This is still same combo! What the fuck? Yo!
Yeah, wait, was that a... I think that was an unfortunate drop, but even still, that was so much damage! Gamma just decided to cash out on the hit, on the baited burst. And now goes for the hero burst, which isn't that heroic of a burst. Extsy is quite low on health. Gamma unfortunately isn't able to punish the vortex, and now we'll just go into a round 3 with no burst on either side.
Ooh, swinging a miss with that instant air dash. Gamma just too low profile.
They're going for a run-up something, probably a throw once again, but Extsy this time calling it out with a 5k. Very fast button, you can just use it to stop slower approaches.
God, Ecstasy's instant air dash timings are so good.
Solid jump heavy, unfortunate miss on the bomber. Now leading to a fairly big combo off of Extsy, but back to neutral now.
This might actually be pretty good for Gamma. They have full set of, like full bar of meter, but
they had all of the resources in the world, but unfortunately the little 2k 2D does the trick.
It's kind of like the situation you wish you had your old Rens and YRC from Exert. It's like, with that amount of meter, you could make Soul block for like 20 seconds in a row. But alas, in this game, a lot of buttons are very committal for Axel. Extsy finding a straight DP. Oh! A little bit of RPS there. On block, Bandit Revolver, always an option to go for a follow-up or not. Both hits very unsafe. Now Gamma, 100 meter, potentially ready to explode. Oh no, speaking of explosion!
Uh-oh, this is dangerous scenarios we're seeing. The new, just a tiny crumb of the new dust loops. Gamma has all the meter in the world to make this combo kill.
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it. Just go for the bombers. Super on the wall break, which that combo would have absolutely broken the wall. If somehow Soul's gut scaling became too much to handle, Gamma had that finishing move. And now on the difficult scenario, actually finding a counter hit with the far slash.
Perfectly in sync. Jumping with Gamma.
That 5H from Extsy not hitting well enough. Oh, the wall bounce from the new combo round once again.
Jump slash gets there just in time to make the flames disappear.
Punishing that.
Oh, that's a good one.
This kills. Oh my god!
The clean hit heavy DP still surprises you how much damage it does. After all this time.
I just do not want to believe in how much damage it does. I never ever want to do it. Just look at what that did to Gamma. I know Axel is frail, but still nobody should be getting hit that hard that late into the combo.
If that ball didn't have damage there, Gamma was dead. Mark my words.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now the RC trade. Gamma's favor, not wanting to get Ecstasy to be able to get it for free with that vortex. Solid JS. And another hit. Oh, back dashing the command grab, and this is just death. Oh, the drop and the grab closes it out. Almost was terrifying.
Great transition after that combo drop. I missed if Gamma actually had the burst available, if that was a burst bait or not, but I think it wasn't.
Yeah, there was no burst there. It was just an unfortunate drop, but fortunately for it, Ecstasy managed to keep their cool and just get the grab out.
Yeah, in a lot of situations, you can still, out of that soft knockdown, still transition into a kind of makeshift stick throw.
We're seeing a one vision combo right away. Interesting, doesn't get the whole combo. Manages to punish the DP very lightly, just a little punishing tap. You know, the little slap on the wrist your parents give you. You know, don't DP like that.
Ooh, too heavy. Doesn't quite seal the deal, but now... Ooh,
now actually going for the heroic play. On one health. Yeah, just a tiny trade was all it took.
It was a nice effort for Ecstasy, was looking for exactly this thing. Wow, how did they manage to find this? Especially these air-to-air conversions that take over 50 health.
Using that new advantageous jump dust for Soul that does less wall damage, so it nets you a little nicer combo. Oh, the 2H punishing. I was about to say Ground Viper. Vortex. That's what it's called.
Oh,
another punish DP. Gamma's not getting hit by those.
There we go, this time intercepting.
Solid air grab for the win.
Yeah, I think that was Gamma sort of like giving Ecstasy the conditioning on the RPS situation where Ecstasy was guessing the timing and the angle right many a times, but now opting to counter the exact same angle with a air throw of their own. This is danger zone for Gamma though. Are they gonna burst here? No, the burst bait. Gamma doesn't hit it though. It's actually Ecstasy who ends up spending the burst.
Yeah, again, using that burst aggressively to keep Gamma in the corner, because, you know, bursting at any other moment against a zoner just is so dangerous.
Damn, I think I show an F Shiki there. I think Ecstasy run that same setup twice, but Gamma just standing up to block, or holds the stand block for both of those. Good knowledge. Ooh, good close slash anti-air. Giving pretty respectable damage on Axel scale. Ooh, barely swinging a miss on that jump in. Now Gamma, as well as Ecstasy, both players with a lot of meter.
Gamma's been quite mindful on defense. Just able to kind of know when it's unsafe to be doing anything. You know, the command grab, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but still able to find a hit with the Rents and finish off the round. Now, duel 3, Gamma needs to win this round to equal out the scoreboard. And potentially get back on the dominant side of things.
Oh, again,
Speaking of,
no resources to defend with, and that's a counter hit. Wow, how did the 580 miss? I guess that was a little too delayed, huh? Oh, I see.
PXC slowdown. Yeah, that's a dangerous thing to play with, because Gamma can't really contest with many buttons off of that. Solid grab out. I wonder, is that jump heavy set a safe jump setup?
I wonder.
Oh, this is new combo routing. Yeah.
Ooh.
Using the new Axel potentials.
Gamma has the stuff. Bringing it for each. Wow, round start Axel Bomber! Calling out, what was that 2S from Sol? What the hell? What an interaction.
Oh, and the Fafnir actually hitting off of the ground bounce. Oh, that was a soft knockdown, and Gamma just getting hit by it.
Extsy again, aggressively chasing that burst, but at this point they can do a lot of soft baits and still reset the situation, I suppose.
And Gamma's just holding on to the burst, just kind of letting it run into the next round at this point. Now the blue RC to avoid the air grab situation. Good all out. And now the Vortex after the backdash command grab.
I think that's a true punish. I thought that Vortex wouldn't be able to make there in time, but it looks like it does.
Sol do be zooming off of that one, to be honest. Ooh, solid little cross up. Just goes to the other side. I think Gamma would just rather be on the player one side off of that.
Look at that, just
Even
preemptively.
still, Extsy is just keeping up some good pressure. There's a bit of a soul delivery here. The Renson follow-up bringing Extsy right up close, but Gamma just sending it back.
Wow, how is Extsy have the burst bait once again? Or wait, no, that was not burst bait. Gamma doesn't even have a burst. I think I'm retarded. Oh
No.
wow!
At the edge of my seat.
Alright. Who is the one who's gonna take the lead once again? Oh, I'm putting my money on Extsy after that counter hit.
Oh
Again.
no, yeah, this is a lot of potential damage, but Gamma's actually able to press out. Extsy very carefully approaching, making way in.
A dangerous trade.
And a one vision. Oh, unfortunately missing that jump heavy first, but didn't really matter. Still got the bomber out of it, gets the corner pressure off of it.
Barely missing. Yo!
Oh, the air tag and the grab. Extsy now has one final chance to take it. Both of these players have bursts, but where are either of them going to be using them?
Oh!
There's the wild throw.
OTG reset into a thick throw. That was so smart from Extsy, because if they just go in normally, Gamma probably will have a opportunity to burst. So they set up the situation perfectly so that they can actually finish with a throw, and there's no bursting throws. Another
the cute little dust loop here to get the wall break off of the round start counter hit.
Oh, okay. Not in the range to punish that DP though. Well, there was a lot of interactions in that during that frame. Perfectly placed jump slash. But now it's been tricky for Gamma because Extsy at the same time they're so patient. They just shift their gears up really fast and very smartly, so you never know where Extsy is gonna come from. This should be an easy kill though.
Yeah, even does a little stop before just to let Extsy contemplate for a little bit longer the situation that's going on.
Alright, just Kyuukei standing P, getting Gamma. Oh, that's a good trade actually.
Oh,
the
catches
dash
the
cancel!
backdash. Yeah, this just has gone from one side to the other. Now Extsy has so much pressure. The 5K though finds its way into Extsy's face. Solid anti-air now, and I think this is the kill.
Oh,
the burst!
just in time.
But this is going to be so difficult for Extsy. You see, there's not enough FD in the world to protect you from what is coming.
Yeah, actually it's kind of one of those characters who you're expecting to take a little bit of chip damage on the way in. Another very nice instant air dash in. Ecstasy in position to do some real big damage here. Speaking of, Gamma finally choosing to burst very early.
Oh, but doesn't get a punish, doesn't manage to hit Ecstasy on the way down. And now Gamma is still being put into this dangerous pressure.
The full charge!
The full charge!
No! You did that! You did
and
that
the
to
dust
Gamma!
combo.
Oh, Ecstasy, you dog! You did that to Gamma, huh?
Yeah, sometimes you can just overwhelm someone's mental stack and go for it, and they unexpectedly just take the slow 28 frame overhead.
Ooh, swinging very close miss with that close slash. That's not a miss,
5H
though.
counter hit, that's a lot of damage that's about to be coming out. Going for the kind of oaky setup, just getting a heavy knockdown with the gun flame still out, dealing a lot of damage. Setting up for more solid air throw. Gamma doesn't want to go away for free. That far slash still gets a hit.
Uh-oh. 1-2P could be the end of it.
Gamma has this burst, but how are they gonna be able to do it? Solid grab.
Oh, Gamma goes in! That's dangerous! Spinning the meter. Yeah, that's what I was worried about!
Oh.
That was what I was exactly worried about. I mean, you kind of want to exert your frame advantage, but you know, it's Soul.
You want to exert your frame advantage? I thought this was Strive. That was awful. I'm really sorry.
Oh, I get it. Yo, that was a sick pun. I'm gonna steal that. God, I fucking love exert jokes. Ooh,
and now Ecstasy at 6 points. One more win needed for the whole set to be taken away. Ooh, immediately getting a nice little conversion. Unfortunately dropping it, but once again after the drop, just getting that grab off of the ground, which seems like Gamma just isn't expecting. Solid backdash, putting Ecstasy in the corner, punishing with the far slash.
Yeah, we still want to play.
Ooh, doesn't get the punish. The Volcanic Viper gets the grab and takes the round.
The cool thing about Ecstasy's DP usage, they're using DPs in places where it's kind of hard for Gamma to get the punishes. I mean, unless you're like 5K or close slash range, what are you gonna punish as Axel, huh? Oh, that was committal. Alright, spend the 50 meter, get the throw. This is a checkmate position, is Gamma gonna burst? No, they're holding it!
Holding it and getting the punish out, the wall bounce.
Yeah, at this point, Extsy is so aggressive with the burst bait that they're... You know, the amount of mileage Gamma has gained from just holding the burst this set is massive, but...
And now Extsy is on match point. This could just be it, but Gamma can still get their own set point situation going here. Starting off strong, getting a gold burst, having a lot of meter to play with. Ooh, the solid vortex hit is going to be a lot of damage to deal with. Getting the corner pressure situation.
So smart.
The burst actually gets baited. Is this going to be going into a final game? And
God, no fear, Gamma. No fear on the DP.
Gamma can't have fear right now. Just needs to have the heart of a champion here, the winner spirit. To not just get taken out, because any misstep could lead to a combo that kills.
The prediction! Eventually, if they have the 50 meter, that Grand Viper RC is so likely to come, and Gamma chose the perfect timing to counter it.
And now the last round, last game of the set. Solid start with the anti-air 5k. Crossing up, accidentally going for the drop, and Gamma still using the burst. Oh, not recognizing that it would have been a drop. Extsy now getting...
Oh, that's a very late backdash. Actually able to avoid the active frames of Fafnir. But now, home in trouble.
Oh, the 5D once again. This time it wasn't fully charged, but Extsy just taking a really fast round. Gamma now in the danger zone as Extsy has taken the first round of the set so fast and is already in a position to take it so fast.
Oh,
Good
no.
air grab. Oh, let this not be a perfect. Gamma can't go away like this. Worked so hard to get to this final game scenario.
Ecstasy's
Going
on
back to
fire.
neutral. There's one little bit of hope, one little ray of hope in the form of this 5 centimeters of health that Gamma has.
We need to get out of this corner. But how? That's a good
Solid
anti-air.
anti-air. That's the start of it. One vision.
Now don't drop. Alright, opts to take it easily.
Gets a gold burst. Okay, this is what Gamma needed. Gamma needed a chance to kind of try and use that burst because the resources from a gold burst seem to be more important here than potentially taking it into the third round. But still, how much Gamma has worked into this health differential.
Oh, that actually called out the DP!
It kills! We're getting a last Luigi!
Jesus.
After Extsy nearly took Gamma out with a perfect, Gamma just came back. But immediately it's the same start to the round, but this time with a different ending. Gamma getting a punish, getting the burst bait.
Two really important reach for Gamma. But another read coming from Extsy. Now we have Gamma in the corner. YRC.
YRC doesn't want to take his chances with this 5D that has been pesky, continuously taking up space. But unfortunately drops Extsy, and now Gamma gets one final chance to zone out. Extsy doesn't really have many resources to play with, and Gamma still has a burst and finds the final hit! That was an amazing set. Gamma, so well played, and Extsy as well. Gamma in the end manages to find the response.
Gamma was...
Wait till, excuse me, before the next set starts. I need a moment. I need a minute. I'll be right back.
Yo, I feel like Gamma was playing from behind the whole set. But then at the very last moment, somehow squeezing the necessary wins, squeezing the necessary reads. I can't believe it. Extsy played it so well. I felt like I've never seen a Soul player be so in control, even at full screen. The active RPSing, the active choosing your spots, especially when to air dash in. And another important fact, I see sometimes Soul players playing, or basically any players playing this matchup like way too passively, just letting Axel run there, full screen zoning a little too much. But Extsy had just a perfect mix of commitment and safe plays. But still in the end, it was not quite enough. That was an amazing set. Probably the best Soul versus Axel set I've watched during Strive so far. Oh boy. All right. Fun stuff coming up next. Would give me a moment to fix all my stuff. This is gonna require a little bit of extra preparation, for we are going to be randoming characters in the upcoming matchup. Actually, which player do we have in the lobby at the moment? So we have Deknud on board. Let me send message to CarrotOfWisdom.
Alright, I am back. That was such a good set.
Hell yeah.
I do wonder if perhaps the issues that Gamma was having with some of those one vision combos were due to the TK changes that they made.
Yeah, I wonder. I haven't really had, you know, a lot of time to meditate on any of the Axel changes. But yeah.
Nope. No, I just suck at them. That's a Chad thing to say. You know, I respect that.
So all of y'all who've been wondering about the mystery of the question marks on the poster. Next up, we got fun times ahead. As we said, this is the third Bounty Hunters edition random select so far. And how is it gonna work, you ask? So win or lose, both players will receive a randomized character for every single one of their games. It's absolute chaos. A lot is left up to chance, but the thing is, the players who tend to have a bigger supply of characters they're confident playing as, that is gonna give you a massive numbers advantage in this game mode. Now let's actually bring the tier list, or the power tier list that we've gotten from the competitors. So we got CarrotOfWisdom and Deknud, sort of self-evaluating where their ability lies with every single character on the cast. So do note, these players agreed to remove their main characters from the pools. So CarrotOfWisdom has Milia removed from their random pool, while Deknud has a Jacko removed from theirs. But they can still random into each other's mains.
This is interesting. One thing I noticed is that there's a lot of similarity between the two I'm sorry, the two lists.
Right?
Both of these players seem to be kind of playing similar characters. Obviously, there's some differences, but to a certain degree, they seem to gravitate towards the similar kinds of playstyles. So I wonder how this will reflect on their, you know, the random select matchup scenario.
All right. I think we got both players in the lobby, so let's start by going into the random. Alright, so first, Deknud's character for the first match is going to be Kai. And for Carrot, and looks like a Nago.
Kai versus Nago.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask Deknud if I need to also message them. Let me message both just in case.
Deknud Kai versus Carrot Nago. And now, you know, Carrot said they have 0 experience on Nago, still level 300 on them, so that's at least a little bit of playing on Celestial. So I guess that the 0 experience does mean different things depending on who you ask, depending on how you know, the player takes the game. You know, someone like Carrot who plays very competitively will kind of want to keep up with what a lot of characters are able to do, or you know, all of the characters even. So it says a lot about kind of how Carrot approaches the game, that they call just being able to play it at a celestial level and knowing basics about the character, still 0 experience, right?
Yeah, because I would imagine Carrot, especially, like, both of these guys are people who have played at least a couple of matches on pretty much all characters. Ooh, that was a nice check, though.
Exactly. I mean, by the way you're seeing them play here, this is... They at the very least know kind of the very basic game plans for the characters and you know all the moves. It's not like we've gotten before where it seems like people are still kind of pressing a little bit randomly on some of these matchups. So people just, oh, I kind of know what this character does, it's fine.
Ooh, just why is it in the air? Nullifying that pressure from Deknud.
And then being able to hit the jump kick. Ooh, and punishing the DP.
I was ready to go in with a combo as a DP punish as well.
You know, my previous statement was not aimed at anyone in specific. I was just making an observation.
Ooh, get the air dash in. Deknud.
Yeah, Deknud actually listed themselves as being fairly confident with Kai. You know, at the top of the confident tier. Just below the supposed mains, and
oh, here we go into the new dragon install.
This is gonna be interesting. That's quite plus, and the blood pop still happens, and we get.
That was really good recognition from Deknud that while they were comboing, they actually chose to end that combo prematurely because they saw that CarrotOfWisdom was going bust. Also, let me fix the room settings so that it is. There we go. That should be better. And then the next random. So character for Carrot. Next round is going to be Anji. And for Deknud.
Interesting. What is Carrot Anji? Carrot Anji is another 0 XP character. So this is definitely probably bad luck. And Deknud on Geo, who also says they have 0 XP. So hopefully this will be a more balanced matchup. You know, the last one was definitely in Deknud's favor from what they told us. So, you know, interesting to see.
Oh, okay, that actually helps me a little. So Deknud is ready to read the results from the chat. Perfect.
Nice.
Alright, Anji, Milia.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
A really, you know, mobile character like Milia who tends to get into, especially a position to challenge you with a throw, is probably quite tricky, you know, by nature against, for Anji. But so far, Carrot has been landing a couple of very decent hits.
Oh, we saw an attempt at the parry. I mean, you know, when both players are kind of pressing buttons, it'll probably work at some point.
Fishing, and a lot of those hits, especially in the counter hit, could be quite a bit of damage for Anji. However, it's a good reversal.
They get a very solid hit.
Wow. Oh, perfect timing.
Oh, cheeky Deknud and another attempt at parry by Carrot. Not working out too much.
I think on a character that you're not super comfortable with, I wonder if your best bet is to do something very unexpected for the opponent, or if you would prefer to go in with your fundamentals. Oh, that was a nice reaction on the flip kick though for CarrotOfWisdom. One more hit, no meter to cancel out of, and
And
the
there's-
overhead.
You know, this reminds me, when I first got Strive, I was actually playing a little bit of Giovanna to start with, and against a friend who was learning Anji. This kind of looks like that. You know, us, day one, Strive players, Anji versus Gio. No offense to anyone playing right here, but it's just funny.
Oh, and the
there's
big
the counter, and Carrot takes a game win.
All right, 1-1, and we go back to the wheel. Carrot will receive May. The character for Deknud is gonna be... Who is gonna be Kai? Kai again! Alright, so Kai in the confident tier. For Carrot, May actually in the strong tier, so...
Yeah, that is interesting to see as well. And we've already seen, you know, Deknud already got Kai on the first match and did, you know, did some interesting stuff already, even knowing some Season 2 Kai stuff, like the throw into DI being a combo. Oh, but already we're seeing 2 6-speed counter hits here from Deknud. Very strong start to the set. And it's interesting because I'd never seen, obviously, the strong tier for Carrot had Jacko and Milia. Obviously, Milia Carrot's most famous for, but the Jackos have also seen some notorious appearances, and Carrot has gotten a fair amount of success with it. But they being there up there with them is interesting because I've not really seen Carrot's May ever.
Right.
Oh, I'm very curious about seeing this. Ooh, really solid grab out of that overhead. And Deknud going for the corner pressure, maintaining that shock state to keep up a disadvantageous position in the corner 4.
Yeah, there's the
Carrot.
patience to wait for the air dash in, and the elbow of the king takes it.
Yeah, that elbow is so good. Just wait until Season 3 of Strive, where Kai is finally gonna unlock the full power of the fist.
Kai has always
2S?
been like on meta level. Ooh, what a whiff punish! Too bad on full screen you're not gonna get too much. However, this is gonna go into some pretty decent damage. Yeah, I can see Deknud being very happy with this random. Wow, it actually hit! Drifting into the other side, but the double jump from Carrot actually ends up dodging the air throw.
Gets the command throw, has the combo off it, and this will kill. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Carrot gets to run their offense, already showing that they can do quite a bit, and it's not like May does any rocket science stuff. It's very basic strike throw. So I wonder how much that is gonna affect like the relative self-evaluation on the power level. It's like you don't have to necessarily know a lot of very delicate tech to do.
Oh, the block on that gold burst. Deknud.
Oh!
Oh, the 5H hit.
Looking for one more. Catches with the close slash. That should be it. Deknud taking another game with Kai. In Kai we trust.
Yeah, Deknud Sky already netting them 2 points so far. Really strong start to the set.
Alright, next up, Kara is gonna be rocking... Ooh, almost Testament, not quite. Gonna be Zato.
Oh, Carrot is. Oh, no, Deknud Zato. No, Carrot Zato. Sorry.
Carrot Zato, yeah.
Carrot Zato. Huh? Who's on. They say is they're not confident with.
And Deknud gonna be Chip. Oh boy, Chip, huh?
Interesting.
Where's Chip?
So
Chip
Deknud says they're confident with Chip, whereas Carrot says they're not confident with Zato. So that's an interesting dichotomy to be seeing here, and I wonder how it's gonna bear up.
Yeah, that's kind of understandable. Zato being one of the, technical picks. Unless you're one of the few players who has devoted like a decent amount of time on like Zato or Jacko, you're probably not gonna be super versatile with them. But I feel like Chip is not the easiest to pilot character either, even though they have been tamed down in terms of execution and, level of difficulty of play since the old games. Oh wow, that was a lot of respect.
Command grab. Oh, dodging. Garrett seems to have a very basic idea of what they're trying to do, what they're trying to press on Zato, but obviously it's such a character with such specific ways of controlling them that it's going to always take a lot of experience to do it.
Right, it's like the things that you can with limited amount of knowledge fish for. I guess Carrot could use the oppose into too heavy and try to land like big single hits. Yeah, just like this. This was already a pretty decently damaging combo.
That did a really nice amount of damage. But the biggest issue is just not being able to maintain pressure from it. The biggest differentiator in Zato play is kind of how you can do solid bits of damage while also maintaining your advantage, maintaining pressure, getting a solid oppose on the attempted DP, and now punishing it, getting the command grab, which refreshes your Eddie gauge. Going for a bit of a late.
Yeah, and like fast characters are definitely a headache for Zato in a sense. But still, it's interesting. Carrot doing actually pretty decent work with Zato so far.
Yeah. And Deknud still not to be. Oh, another attempted gold burst, which also will fail, unfortunately for Dek out here.
Oh, the RPS with the throw.
Grab out of the corner, the standing overhead, the 6k, and a wall break. Deknud will get the positive bonus. Both players at relatively low health, kind of any hit could be the kill. Wow. The command grab with PRC into the command grab.
Oh, but they committed to the jump D a little too early.
Oh.
Wow, that was... Where did that come from?
That was a reversal and it kills! On counter hit, on Zato's frail body.
Holy, bet the farm there! That was definitely like a last second desperation move of sorts, felt like, but that worked out. All right. Surprisingly good on Zato though for Carrot. Next up, Carrot gonna be rocking. Is that the man himself? Soul.
Interesting. Soul from Carrot?
For Deknud.
Another character they're not confident with?
Barely hitting on Anji for Deknud.
Oh. How does Deknud feel about Anji? 0 experience. Ooh. Okay.
Finally hitting the 0 experienced here. It's interesting, it would kind of make sense. Carrot's 0 experience tier is much smaller, but on the other hand, Deknud has a lot of characters on like that one tier that ends up making a lot of difference. The confident and the basics tiers, especially the confident tier. Alright, 2 characters. Ooh, whoa! The dash momentum actually transferring to Ko. Did that used to exist? I don't think so. Going really wild on Soul so far. Another Ko, giving frame advantage here. Pressure reset in. Ooh, tries to 6S.
I think Deknud definitely has the soul of an Anji player inside. All of those Ko attempts at close range. Yeah, once again, yeah, that's the true. That's a Anji player heart right there.
I mean, it is
solid block on a DP contest.
Oh no, but okay, still gets it. It's honestly one of the like the best things that Anji has. So I guess there's no shame, especially like even fishing from full screen where the opponent doesn't have a position to air throw you. It can be kind of safe-ish. And on the other hand, if they air dash into it, you're gonna get a lot of frame advantage or a massive combo. Ooh, the approach with Bandit Revolver.
Oh, nice parry super from Deknud. Just, you know, letting Carrot just blindly approach and going for the burst. The spin, unfortunately, doesn't have the guard point by the time it gets to that gun flame, and now the Volcanic Viper finds its way into hitting Deknud.
Ooh,
solid. The butterfly the butterfly covering up the space as Carrot is trying to approach.
Decent BMB combo. Wow, that revolver actually caught Deknud off shin.
Now, good grab out. Ooh, just barely not getting hit by the second hit of the butterfly. Oh, and there's the guard point, but
wow!
Carrot recovers faster and manages to get the grab before Deknud is.
Yeah, RC.
I think, is this just a kill? I was wondering if Deknud had this combo, but it has a 6B. Now just one hit away from getting the win. Just going for the spins, just holding the spins a little bit, trying to fish for a little free hit. But Carrot isn't giving it to them. Both of these players in danger because they're both just going behind, going backwards, away from each other.
Is this neutral just straight into Karak overhead after that burst? Alright, that's another one for Deknud. Yo, Deknud doing surprisingly good.
Yeah, Deknud seems to have the character spread right now. Even on the 0 XP Anji, just I had a little bit of a clue on what to do in neutral, and I mean, quote unquote, a little bit of an idea, but it was just enough to triumph over Carrot's soul.
I think if you're gonna have characters in your 0 experience it's probably favorable that they're easy characters like Anji. And I say easy as in, you know, fundamentally easy to understand, right?
Carrot getting Axel, a character they claim to be confident with, so that's a good start. And Deknud with the Leo,
yeah,
who they say they have 0 experience with. So on the self-admitted kind of knowledge levels, Carrot seems to have the advantage in this one.
But I guess Leo is kind of like Anji. I would say Leo probably requires a little more labbing time than Anji, perhaps. I'm not sure. Both of them are like semi, you know, easy to understand rushdown characters. And of course, Leo has that all-powerful flash kick that doesn't necessarily get you as easily started.
Okay, wait, hold up. Is getting some one vision sauce from the random select Axel?
Picking up combos, watching the last game.
Oh yeah, I wonder if these players have been watching the show, just being like, okay, I need to see more characters, I need to see what they're trying to do. Just labbing on the side.
Yeah, I can tell you Carrot has been playing all this time, though. They play this game way too much.
Carrot does nothing but play Strive.
Right, right. Ooh, nice. Sort of, I like the idea, but the jump D a little too slow to get there on time. There's the DP. Delivering.
Reversal DP.
Ooh, gets through the dead zone. Now Deknud with the pressure. Spend it.
Oh, and unfortunate. And there's, you know, a couple of hits away from death. Now one hit away from death. Now Deknud gets the jump dust, gets the 2D. Will they be able to do anything off it?
Yeah, you can definitely see the sort of... What's the opposite of confidence? The English? Hello? The shakiness there on the zero experience Leo. Definitely showing that time, and Carrot scoring themselves another point. Alright, Carrots are gonna be rocking. Ooh, this time Ram Lethal, huh? The character for Deknud is gonna be... Milia.
Interesting. Okay, so this is where the matchup experience is gonna come in, because Carrot has Ram, is fairly confident with her, so should be able to kind of have a basic idea of how to punish certain things, especially knowing Milia as well as they do. Even if Deknud is quite comfortable on Milia, obviously, I think in the EMEA region, no one's played as many games of Milia as Carrot has. This is potentially just a very good scenario to be Carrot.
Right,
Because
right.
you know, knowing your own character, you know where the mistakes, how do you say it in English? The kind of shortcomings of the character are.
Right. So even if you don't have, you know, maybe the optimal stuff, you probably have a decent idea what things should be working against, you know, your main character's stuff. Even if you know, have just the basic building blocks. But Deknud for the first round getting a win actually. It's a 6B. Works out for Carrot, and catching the backdash into a full juggle with with Rekkes.
Yeah, after such a strong first round from Deknud on the Milia, we got kind of the reverse of that with Carrot's Ramlethal play here, just kind of destroying Dek on the second round. Now we're seeing, yeah. See, this is just kind of what I meant. The way Carrot just kind of moved backwards a little bit and then dashed up to get the close slash punish on the setup was kind of just exactly the kind of knowledge you'd expect Carrot to have here. Even if they don't know the character as well as Milia, just the knowledge of Milia would help.
Ooh, the throw baited! And the hard bait on the burst,
Oh.
Carrot!
Trying to go for a grab, which gets punished out. Now we're just getting the bar out of Deknud, forcing that tension usage to FD Calvados.
Ooh, the
Let's
challenge with 6P.
contest. Oh, tries to throw the sword they didn't have, and now at very low health, will get gotten by that last grab.
Whew, well, I mean, you still do have to catch Milia, so it can be kind of, you know, what we saw earlier with, you know, I had Megafist versus Tikivik. You have the one character who hits really hard, but Milia, so nimble on their feet.
And Deknud kind of sweeping this random select match so far. kind of crazy to see. You'd expect it to go back and forward a bit more, but
yeah, Deknud has like surprisingly decent amount of power level with a lot of these characters. I feel like Deknud's sort of analyzing their power level chart. Their power level is maybe a little more evenly spread. So Carrot going with Sol on the next one, and Deknud,
which
is
we've
gonna be
already
rocking-
seen today.
Mm-hmm. For Deknud is gonna be Milia.
Interesting, Milia back to back. This is the second time Deknud just gets two characters the same character twice.
So surprisingly, Sol is one of those, you know, fairly basic characters, but Carrot actually placing Sol in the not confident tier.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Soul is basically one of the closest things that Guilty Gear would have to a Shoto. So, you know, if you kind of have the kind of basic comprehension from, you know, the typical fighting game expectations of what that could be, you can work through that. But if you just basically play Guilty Gear and you only play the very different characters that this game has and just anime fighters have in general, you can be kind of thrown for a loop when you're required in any situation to play a character that's plays so differently from the typical game plan you're expecting. You know, Milia so emphasizes such different kind of play from what you have playing neutral with a character like Sol that, you know, that could be part of the lack of confidence.
But I guess having characters like Sol on your less confident tier is good, because you can still get some value out of them. Just, you know, Sol's special moves always have been traditionally super powerful. There's a lot of power just, you know, swinging stuff wildly around. So maybe having the more technical characters in your confident tier is the better bet for events like this. Oh, and here we go. Here we see how much you can get out of like just simple movement.
Absolutely. Oh, it's not bad that I thought it would have been. But now Deknud really close to just taking another point and getting into the set point situation.
Wow! Again, the whiff punish with revolver. Carrot's been liking that tool quite a bit. Trying to hit. Deknud with the stray jump slash, but no dice. Ooh, good
Solid
6P.
6P into the run-up grab, taking the point. Now 6-2.
Damn.
One more win for Deknud is all it takes.
Alright, important randoms. What's it gonna be? Carrots potentially. Oh. It's the Zato.
Oh no. Carrot showed a little bit of ability to at least control Zato. So let's see what Deknud has, and maybe there's hope.
Yeah, but it probably doesn't. It definitely doesn't feel good to go into potential elimination round with a character you don't feel comfortable with.
Oh no, Nagoriyuki, that is a dangerous thing to have. I mean, Deknud says they're not confident with Nago, but, you know, Nago is that character where you can kind of just press buttons and deal a lot of damage. So let's see how this works out.
I don't think yeah, it is what it is. It is the heart of the event. Sometimes you roll the character you can't pilot too well.
Right, Deknud going for Nagoriyuki in denim with
you know,
those jeans.
If something
Good choice of color.
If something positive on paper, this is one of Nagoriyuki's worst matchups. So
It is, but I think the biggest point is that it is a really bad matchup when you're playing against someone who really knows how to navigate the neutral with Zato, which can be a big barrier to entry. Well, Carrot is not kind of hopeless with his character as kind of one might have expected. But look at how much damage that does because of the health taking from the blood pop. Oof. Okay.
Yeah, we're
going for the clap cancels and into the unsummon, trying to get just some chip damage out, trying to catch Deknud, trying to do something, but yeah, you can just kind of do anything as now going to do a lot of damage for free. But thankfully, Carrot actually gets the first round. Well, the Pierce actually stopping the approach.
I can't believe the not confident tier is actually. Oh, nice RPS. Tried to go for a double one.
Tries to go for a command grab.
Missing a lot of throws.
Yeah, Deknud trying to mash out of that Pierce, which, as of this patch, you can't really mash out. It will always trade. You will always trade with Pierce on the fastest buttons in the game.
Kill.
And that... Okay, so there is hope for Carrot. That's really good, getting the command grabs on the both times that Deknud ended up popping. Deknud just overusing Fukyo and building up a lot of blood.
What is this? MVP Zato? It's like Carrot keeps losing the matches where they're playing the characters they're confident with and then winning the ones they are not confident with. Although they haven't won on Soul.
Yeah, Carrot gets another Soul roll. Oh no, this does not bode well. She already throwing out the GGs in the chat. And what will we get for Deknud?
Chip. That was confident tier for Deknud, right? Yeah, it was.
We have seen it before. The chip actually beat the Zato before with that a nutty reversal Zansen Roga.
Alright, so saving grace here is that single hits for Soul will do a lot on Chip. Chip actually takes pretty decent damage from like single DPs. So if Carrot manages to maneuver through the neutral, like this for example, yeah, we need a couple of those.
Yeah, just using that 2S. Such a good button, recovers so fast for Soul. We got a little idea, a crumb of a combo showing up. And look at Deknud's life already. Just a couple interactions lost, and even without optimized combos, the Carrot is still able to do so much damage. Optimized combos or combos whatsoever, really.
Yeah, I love the choice of buttons.
Oh, another Zansen Roga, and this time it wins. And Carrot just gets the wild throw.
I think Carrot just has, the meta knowledge of the matchup a little. In this matchup, 2S is pretty decent. It's so disjointed, reaches so far, confirms into a good combo.
Oh, punish DP.
Ooh,
so much damage just on close lashes. This kills.
Yo!
Okay, Carrot on the run back.
Low confidence character, by the way. Hello? All right. What's next? Ooh, Eno for Carrot.
Carrot actually said they were confident with Eno.
And Deknud is gonna get... Is it Faust this time? Yes, it is.
Oh, this is bound to be interesting. Faust supposedly has one of the better matchups against Eno, especially after the patch changes. But I don't know how much Deknud's lack of confidence will just, or not really lack of confidence, but only knowing the basics of the character will how far will that take them in this matchup?
Duel 1.
Yeah, I guess, both of these characters are kind of tricky, but I guess, is Ino the trickier? I'm not actually sure.
I think it just depends on kind of how far you're trying to go. Obviously, Faust has a bit of a... Ino has all of the big setups you can do. Faust has a lot of the item, controlling RNG with the items, adapting to what's coming out.
Yeah,
it can also be really tricky, but at this level, I think Ino could have a bit of an advantage, especially considering Carrot has a bit of familiarity, might know some basic setups. With that said, Deknud gets a good reversal.
You can almost do that reversal on reaction when you see... Oh... And knows the punish as well. Wait,
but still gets scrubbed!
Faust with their slow aerial movement doesn't get there in time. And back into the blender you go. That should be a kill unless they drop... Oh, I spoke too soon.
Ooh, just barely avoiding the head bombs. And then being able to catch the round. CarrotOfWisdom just barely surviving it. Gets the round, so that's what's important. Well, there's the little guy. Not getting activated, just off the screen.
Ooh, that was a good whip punish. Hitting the HCL a little too high.
Block on the attempted gold burst. Just going for the HCL. It got buffed. It didn't get buffed that much, Carrot. You have to be careful, or you're liable to get a big counter hit off of that. Big trade.
Keep them in the corner.
Escaping with the drill. And now just walking backwards. Deknud just looking for a bit of space to do something, anything, but will just be getting killed.
Yeah, after canceling into that bag throw, that was pretty much a punish for Carrot.
Okay, Carrot on 5 points now. Definitely catching up to Deknud.
I can see it. It's still possible. It was such a tricky start for Carrot, but they're somehow able to actually bring this back. Another Ino, huh?
Oh, interesting.
And Deknud gonna be rocking. Oh, another traditional difficult Ino matchup, huh? Axel for Deknud.
Interesting.
Let's see where Axel is. Axel is confident tier for Deknud. Yeah, both players rocking the confident tier here.
So this is going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, this is the matchup that players of both characters say is a 7-3 against them, right? It's one of those where if Ino gets in, it's super favorable for Ino, but if Ino doesn't get in, it's super favorable for Axel, because she has very linear movement. It's kind of hard to get in, so it's one of those tricky situations where, yeah, it's probably even, but both players like to downplay their own mains with regards to it. But Deknud actually getting a really strong start, but getting forced to burst out.
Well, I think it would have been blasphemy to call this matchup even in the Exert era.
Oh yeah, I think in Exert it was a lot more one-sided, wasn't it? I'm not even sure to who, but I've heard that it was a cursed matchup.
And now Deknud actually on the set point. Let's see what...
Oh. Okay, Carrot showing us a little bit of a combo. Deknud getting a jump heavy hit, but not getting a kill off of it.
Ooh, smart.
Oh, Carrot actually recognizing wall slumps as Ino.
Ooh, the new... New
yeah,
note
the new
RC?
ability to cancel into note earlier off of RC and just having it come out still. Oh, this could convert into a... yeah,
Nice.
just convert into a kill. So it's going into one more round. So Carrot, if they win this one, will go into a 6-6 scenario. And if Deknud wins, it is just game over. So Carrot has to be really careful.
Ooh, perfect!
Oh, going
Approach.
over the Rensen. Note for the Oki.
Oh, it was. I think I saw
This is
it.
another wall slump, yep. And the command grab.
Holy
And
shit.
that's a kill. There's no universe in which Axel survives this.
Carrot playing out of their mind, coming back from, what was that? That was like 2-5 or something into 6-6. I mean, it is definitely the wild format that allows a lot of things to happen, but man, Carrot able to clutch it back with characters that they were not very confident, no less. And here we are. Last wheel. Wheel. Take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Show us what we... Oh my goodness. Of course. Of course. I guess that's kind of fitting.
A third Zato pick. That is
But I mean,
the
hey,
will,
it's
the will is challenging Carrot, because Carrot did win a game as Zato earlier, so there's definitely hope in there.
yeah.
And
I mean,
Deknud forced to play Faust again.
it's not just one match that Carrot won with Zato. It was two.
No, they didn't win the first one.
Oh,
they lost to
didn't
Deknud's chip. Yeah, that was the first game of Zato.
Right.
So now going into a third game here
Duel 1.
on these two characters. Interesting. I have no clue how this matchup would go. Oh, interesting, going for the sword right away to put Eddie in a good position to be putting pressure on Deknud. But Deknud immediately takes out the little guy, takes out the shadow.
Ooh,
Yeah, look at that. The awareness on killing the shadow is very good. Goes for item super. Doesn't get punished.
Yeah,
Has two
because-
bombs right there. Gets the hit.
Oh, that was so much damage out of the
Yeah,
bomb.
that was the overhead hitting, making the bombs combo into the Afro explosion combo as well. And Deknud is just able to throw items
This is
right
critical
now
mass.
for free. You know, eventually the good items are all gonna be there. Abby has the trumpet. Look at that chip.
Yo!
And
Oh,
the close slash finishes it.
From the 10-ton hammer. That's such a fitting way to win a round in the random character challenge. Random to the max. First random the character, then random the items. Oh, CarrotOfWisdom has to respect this, both players blowing themselves up.
The awareness on these shadow kills
Oh my
are
God.
so good.
I'm going nuts. Deknud getting so many good items. Oh my god, getting good items. From the above, okay.
Getting hit by the little guys that Carrot was actually able to pick up. Now being put in the corner. Unfortunate scenario makes the command grab whiff. Actually, Backdash was trying to avoid a potential burst, I think.
Yo, they woke up with the
command grab.
command grab. Seriously. Catches the backdash. Oh my god. Potentially one good hit away. Is it Deknud? Does Carrot live? Here come the items. What's it gonna be? The snipe attempt.
Oh no, gets out, but the shadow being placed on the floor still manages to hit Deknud after
One hit.
the fact. Yeah, one hit.
Oh, the too heavy wasn't in time. The bomb. Oh my god. Carrot cannot take this chip damage. Yo, conversing, dude. What is it? What a combo! What a fucking combo! That was the sickest shit I've ever seen.
Comboing Deknud out with their own items, that was amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Now,
Clapping it.
Canceling. Yeah, just getting some free damage in.
Yo, Carrot from downtown blowing. Oh my god.
Deknud blowing themselves up, going in with a drill.
Yo, Jesus, take the wheel. Here comes
It's
the
so
bomb again.
horrible. There's just an infinite roulette going on. The cold burst still manages to hit.
Able to snipe. the shadow as it's coming in. Here we go, trumpet. The trumpet is gonna be picked by Carrot if they want to.
Carrot just going for the combo.
Super! That's enough!
Get the kills!
CarrotOfWisdom comes back from the dead, basically. Deknud was on set point, basically. Like, on the Soul, on the Zato, that were basically characters that CarrotOfWisdom doesn't pilot very well. Yo, that combo though, that combo on the second round, man, that I've never seen anything like that. Holy shit!
Insanity. This is such a good set. I mean, the random select stuff is always fun, but that was honestly all we could have expected.
It's like, you know, by nature, the random select challenge is kind of like, it can be very hit and miss, but this time it was like nothing but clean hits, in my opinion. What a match! Holy fuck! And we got one more to go. Oh boy! All right, and my voice is almost gone too. So, for the last match of the evening, it's gonna be our boy Matiibo Sol from Finland fighting Aggu, pretty much the de facto tatami stomper in Europe right now, huh?
For sure, Aggu, you know, absolute grinder, plays the game a lot, always working on their play to try and improve and keep being better. So I am interested to see how this goes, because I'm not really familiar on the matchup itself, and I think, you know, I've not really seen that much of you know, the bike and improvements with the patch. You know, she got a lot of nice increases. You know, slash Kabari even being plus on block is very good as well. So I wonder if Aggu is going to be applying all of this new stuff to their game plan.
You know, I've been looking forward to Matiibo Sol for so long. We've seen the Nago, we've seen the Mei, we've seen the Happy Chaos from Matiibo, but this guy is a gamer through and through, and finally we'll get to see Matiibo Sol.
Nice. Just drifting forward and then dashing backwards, avoiding Matiibo's attempt at grab. They have now just a little bit of health. Oh, solid backdash. I was about to say they had one last shot to get the round, but Aggu with a really solid backdash actually going for it.
Ooh, perfect instant air dash, calling out the Kabari. Brave buttons from, oh, nice! Aggu returns with a nice instant air dash of their own.
And now the Kabari, which is actually plus frames now. Oh, this is going to be a devastating amount of damage. And a hard knockdown on the wall break, allowing for some good setups.
Ooh, just what's to keep it safe?
Yeah, we are safe gamers, it's all it takes, and there we go, the 2S hitting OTG there, taking the first match in.
Alright, I forgot to set the room back to rematch. Let's fix that. All quicksy-like. You know, Matiibo's one of those players really who makes you scream FT7 and Lerkuss if you are attuned to the memes of the Swedish FGC. It's like, I think when I play Matiibo in any game, even on a wild character like Sol, I think Matiibo is the most calm, the most...
The H Kabari follow-up getting a counter hit. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but just that.
Ooh, nice.
That was a really solid hit.
Oh, not quite in the range there.
I'm sorry, you were talking about Matiibo?
Yeah, they're just so patient on Sol, and we're probably gonna see how that goes here, because this matchup has a lot of potential for FT7.
Oh yeah. both of these characters are characters that kind of go for, you know, attempt to set up advantageous situations in neutral and then cash them out. Really solid reward into, you know, more setups, or in the case of Soul, just big combos.
Oh wow, that was still a punish, huh? And here comes Matiibo. Aggu slowly building the burst back.
Oh, the DP actually beating out the Tommy pressure between the two hits.
Hard base.
Respecting that that burst. But Aggu still manages to get it out. Now with that safe jump. Yeah, forcing Matiibo's own burst out.
Wow.
So if they take this round now, it'll actually be so advantageous. And what a conversion on the air to air.
Yeah, that's one of the best strengths of Baiken, in my opinion. The air to air. Wow, the respawn. Oh, Matiibo drifting forward. That's a kill.
That. Oh.
Yo! I thought that was the sickest read I've ever seen, that gun. But Matiibo, the presence of mind to drift forward.
And that was insane. What a good punish. Taking game 2 and equaling out the score. That was so good.
So funny thing about the heavy Kabari follow-up now is it's gonna be punishable on block. However, it is gonna give you a really nice combo if you get hit.
Oh, the PRC actually allowing Aggu to still catch that backdash. Really good stuff. Getting the wall break. Now back to neutral, but Aggu has quite a bit of resources, both in life, meter, and burst.
Tried to DP out of the cancel, but Kabari being quite disjointed, completely avoiding the SDP there from Matiibo.
Oh, interesting, the counter hit JH and then jump canceling out of it?
Yeah, might have been a misinput maybe on Yozensen, I'm not sure. However, what I'm sure is that this is gonna do a lot of damage for Matiibo.
Especially into the wild throw. This might just kill. It's still wall stuck.
Soul damage. I love that choice of offense there. Matiibo deemed that, yo, if I get that wild throw, it's gonna be a kill after the 50 meter, and you know, that was that.
I didn't even know if I could expect that to have wall broke there. Solid safe jump, forcing the RC out of Matiibo to keep the DP safe and unpunishable.
Alright, we got the burst off.
Oh, once again Matiibo tried to go for the 6B, this time not having the RC to drift forward and punish the gun super. Ooh. And solid 5k, dash canceling to another 5k just to get that little bit of damage needed for the kill.
You know, I'm so fucking happy that I see a Baiken player who uses the gun as like a bait on 6Ps, because I used to use that same shit on Sin in Exurge. Basically the same tool as Air Voltic Dane. It just feels so good. I feel right at home seeing that maneuver. Ooh, the jump cancel, or the dash cancel.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate little cross up from Matiibo, it felt, because that combo could have taken to the corner very easily. And now Aggu, yeah, gets the safe jump off it, gets a grab. And now, yeah, with a safe JH, is able to get such a good setup. And take a round.
Yeah, speaking of setups, you don't want to get knocked down against Baiken when the tether is attached.
Even without the tether being attached, Baiken, you know, especially after the change, has such good, you know, such good setup still. You know, all of her tatami, Yozans, and cross-ups, even though just being able to do a simple JH safe jump is so advantageous to her game plan. It gets her just where she wants to be.
Oh, there we go. The follow-up of Kabari. Now punishable on block. Oh, that time Matiibo didn't go for a fast button though.
Oh. Oh, the
wow!
The parry, PRC parry.
Yeah, basically one frame startup, so as long as you're not getting hit, that is an option. Ooh, Matiibo
finding the hit with just the edge of the H-Kabari follow-up.
And that was kind of wild for Aggu. If that lands on block there, they're basically dead there. Hey, have heart. Here we go with the setup. RC, keep them instant. Wow, okay.
That was a really good 6B call out, and now Matiibo gets to take 40% health for free and still find another hit with a close slash with the burst out.
I wonder if you jump cancel into TK Yozan from like 5k or close slash, does the opponent always get to press 6B? I don't think so, right?
I'm not entirely sure, but Aggu actually gets a throw off of the wake up. This is. Oh no! The gap for the DP.
That was pretty
cool. Aggu was.
On that plus frame Kabare situation, Matiibo actually managed to land an FBIB, pushing Aggu basically out of there.
Oh, JH, really solid hit on counter hit now. Oh, going for those dust loops, unfortunately drops towards the end, and now Aggu with that air-to-air conversion off of the Yozan Sen, able to take Matiibo over to the corner.
Ooh, yeah, that's a banish. Ooh, straight into the DP, huh? Oh, a little too far. Didn't get the counter hit on 2S, so unfortunately didn't get to go into a combo. But Matiibo still in a pretty decent position here on the last round, has the burst coming online. Aggu potentially not getting any burst if Sol manages to find a big fat combo. Oh my goodness.
A really solid hit on a JH. Then drifting forward now to go start up pressure.
Yo, what a response!
Okay, I've never seen Vortex actually low profiling that move like that. And now another safe DP with the meter.
And that's
just barely not killing.
Oh no! Disaster! That's actually a kill!
Could kill?
I think that's a kill! Yeah! That's super!
No.
That super does so much damage when it's not prorated! That was disastrous! I wonder if that 5D was like Matiibo. Yeah, he couldn't have been trying to OTG. He was trying to get the last touch with the fast overhead.
Yeah, because Matiibo could have definitely done OTG 6H there, right? Oh,
I'm not actually sure. He was so far away.
Oh, that's such an unfortunate scenario for Matiibo. By all accounts, they should have taken that game, but you know, Aggu takes those and moves on now with a point advantage. Oh, the 6H starter. This is a lot of damage. Oh, it just kills.
Yo! Yeah, DP punishes for bike, and when you get to do a counter hit and attach the S-cover during a combo, you're in for a lot of hurt.
Truly doing regular anime fighting in combos. Oh, the DP flash.
Matiibo
fighting.
Matiibo actually option selected that DP clash into an FD. That was sick. Alright, doesn't quite get the side switch, but
yeah, both of these players are basically very close to being one touch away from death. Aggu has to be very careful. Yeah, I was about to say, Diibu has been going for these, these DP contests on pressure between the two hits of Tatami very often, and Aggu just needs to be more mindful of them. Going for the heroic burst. Just stops just shy of the grab range. And doesn't get the round now without a burst, going into round 3 of game 6. Matiibo with the burst advantage here, just playing it a bit slower, gets hit by the instant overhead Yozansen.
Oh, another one!
Oh! Matiibo was already going for the punish, and then Aggu just RC'd into a counter.
Oh, the deep dash! Catches the backdash from Aggu! Here we go!
Yeah,
one more?
It's corner pressure time. Any simple hit could be the end of both of these players, so they have to play very carefully around one another. The 6S hit, unfortunately unable to fully convert off of it.
And Aggu's gonna build their burst back here, unless Matiibo manages to land some sort of sick hit.
Oh, okay, just a little hit on the DP, doesn't get a full conversion out of it.
Yo, what? Oh, what? Matiibo doesn't manage to get the burst back in time. What the f—
Was that intended? Was that Aggu just recognizing the scenario on Matiibo's attempted vortex?
Dude!
That was godlike.
That was some astral layer shit right there. Oh, but that Kabare follow-up didn't used to do anything previous patch. Now it actually gives you a combo worth of that much damage.
But now grabbed into the corner.
Yo, that's so
Once
good.
again trying to go for reversal
The parry
parry into PRC.
Why does that work? That's kind of nutty. That's kind of like throw PRC. Uh-oh, but
And throw PRC doesn't exist anymore. Oh. And the 6H will get the kill with the wall break.
I mean, it kind of does, but kind of doesn't.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot less, a lot easier to punish.
Right.
You know, it's a lot less true, quote unquote. Oh, this Vortex cross-up still. Matiibo picks it up into a very respectable combo. Gets the meaty Fafnir.
Ooh, the 2K 2D working for Matiibo. 2K once again. Man,
And
that—
wild throw just to finish it off. Throwing Aggu into round 3 of this match.
you know, no matter what they say about soul nerfs, the 2K change really helped his giving him like low callouts during your pressure.
For sure. Yeah. Soul seems to be in a very fine spot this patch, all things considered. You know, some conversion options are available.
And against
And
the
the
fate!
fate!
That was— I can understand, that was a kill combo. Matiibo kind of had to try to burst this.
And now just one little bit away from death, and the far slash will get it.
Try to drift forward and, you know, try to force a pressure situation there, but Aggu already had a button coming out. Yo, it's up to pixels once again here. With
Yeah,
6 head-
these rounds are going so close, and Aggu is just barely being able to take the upper hand. Matiibo is not playing that much worse, but you know, despite what the scoreboard might be saying, it's just Aggu is getting these last, you know, the very final decisive interactions go in their favor.
Ooh, tricky.
Speaking of things not going in their favor, we have here, you know, Aggu at very low health getting called out on the DP, on the gap of their pressure, and losing the round for it.
Yeah, Matiibo is definitely eyeing that Kabare distance. Some distances you might be able to actually DP when you're too close. But some distances you might get, you know, disjointed by it.
Oh my god, yeah, no. That, and the fact that combo nearly just kept going after that Volcanic Viper hit, that is what is criminal about this character.
Matiibs pulling the same shit that Aggu pulled last game. The decisive burst bait at the right moment.
Yeah, that was insane. Oh, going for the slash Kabari's trying to fish for those plus frames on Lock and the rope attached, but Matiibo, you know, smarter than that, goes for the Viper, goes under, or no, not ground Viper, the Vortex, he goes under.
Aborting the sequence there, maybe wanting to keep the corner. Yo, that kills?
Woo!
That was
That
perfect!
5D did a really nice amount of damage, yeah, probably down to like single digits of damage to decide if that killed or not.
Yo, the decision making of Aggu in that situation was sick. Perfect math.
Look at that risk built up on Matiibo.
Oh no, Matiibo has to burst this. Oh, the read! How does he know?
And fortunately for Matiibo, that wasn't even the most optimal punish. Aggu wasn't able to get a full combo off of that, or that could have very easily been death right away, but it doesn't matter because the death came regardless.
Man, that force slash from Baiken is such a problem this patch. I think it's disjointed now, right? It even it managed to avoid Soul's DP at spacing earlier.
It is very good. Baiken definitely ate very well with the patch notes, and now we're seeing Aggu take full advantage of it, going into match point, barely not getting the kill, but getting the hard knockdown with a super wall break. You know, just 3 damage away, 0 damage away, in fact, from being on set point against Matiibo here. And Matiibo needs to just get on the chase, start making up for lost time.
Oh no! I think Matiibo was thinking that that trade counter hit was gonna convert, so they sort of dialed into the special.
Oh no! The H Gambari follow-up. This is going to be such a
kill.
Damaging combo. Actually, Matiibo gets the burst just in the nick of time, but it might have come too late. Aggu still has their own burst to work with.
Yo, Matiibo needs some sort of a miracle ending!
Oh no! Just the 5 Ps was all that was needed.
Aggu was already sort of... I think the initial clash was 5P, right? So it was simple as that, just tapping it extra times and canceling into a 5 frame normal. I think, is the standing P 5 frames for Baiken? I forgot.
I think it might be. That sounds about right. But yeah, no, that's just all that was needed when you just need a little tiny bit of damage. Just going for those. It's 4 frames?
Really?
Whew. So yeah, Extsy in the chat saying it's 4 frames. Taking their word for it, but yeah, it was 5. Became 4.
Wait! I missed that changes on the patch notes. Wait a fucking second.
Insanity. Oh. Yeah, Baiken definitely eating really well.
Man, that was some good stuff though. Even on 3-7, Matiibo putting out the usual Matiibo performance. I think like both of these characters going into this matchup, I was almost gonna say that both of these players have pretty much the kyuukei seal of approval stamped onto their forehead. They just bring some good ass Guilty Gear every single time. Matiibo, even playing Soul, just so smart decision making, and Aggu is just out of this world on a completely different level of Baiken on their own, I guess. Who other Baiken players do we even have in Europe?
I don't know of that many on the scene right now. Trying to think about it. I mean, we have Neko Jess, but other than that, I'm trying to think about any other kind of higher.
Oh yeah, forgetting the man himself, Kyuukei. It's the thing is, Kyuukei is such a hidden destroyer of the Finnish scene, but because they don't play in public events much, right? I think Kyuukei is even... I think he's still the world top-rated Baiken on the leaderboards. And has been for a while, so... If there's one guy who I wish I could watch games from more, it is Kyuukei Baiken from Finland.
Mm-hmm.
How could I forget? I'm letting my dear countrymen down by forgetting the existence of Kyuukei. Damn, that was some pretty lit games for the finisher.
That was a really nice, that was definitely a very nice set of sets. Some really good ones. I think the highlight for me was definitely the Ecstasy Gamma set. That one was so high. Going down to the final round, nearly that final interaction. When you think about it, that comeback from Gamma was super sick. And really enjoyed today's show.
I'm definitely gonna go back and watch that one combo from the previous set. The Carrot versus Deknud, the Faust bomb combo. That was that was something else.
There was definitely just somehow that the Zato comboing the most possible with those with those Faust items. That was so sick.
My throat, my throat is actually pretty broken. I'm not gonna lie. So
I mean, you definitely let yourself just go wild today. There were some hype moments, so I don't blame you for it. Just getting a bit loud. Oh, speaking of getting loud, oh no, I apologize.
I just can't help myself when I see some good ass combo routes on the screen. It's you just gotta let go.
You gotta hype up the people on screen.
Alright, where do I send you guys? So just so you don't forget, we run this every single week, 5 p.m. CEST. If you want to sign up for next week, the sign-up forms are pretty much going to be posted in all Strive relevant European Discords, and a couple of global ones as well. If you're wondering which one to join, do join the one on bottom right corner of the screen. That's my Discord. Allows me to keep in touch with the players much easier. That said, thank you so much for playing, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks Lerkuss for commentating once again.
Yeah, thank you for hosting this, and thank you for having me, Q. Oh, that was a very good show.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Said, I guess I'll eeny meeny miny mo send you to Uriel Legion. So next Friday gonna be plus R, I think, and then Bounty Hunters on Sunday. It's pretty much the schedule for next week. Do you have any events that you want to shout out? Maybe something you're gonna be commentating on?
I'm actually gonna be commentating Striving for Glory, the EMEA Zone Weekly on Tuesday. That's always a fun one. Really strong lineups. Always so many players. Open bracket. Anyone can join. So if anyone in chat is interested in joining, interested in potentially having my voice speak over their gameplay, if that's something that you consider to be a good thing.
What Twitch channel is that?
It's on the EMEA FGC Discord. So.
Gotcha.
Discord, Twitch, sorry. Also on the Discord. So yeah, make sure to check it out. A solid community, good people running. From that, thank you all for watching. Thank you for hosting again. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Bye bye.
Solid stuff.